morning. Wake up, everybody. Good 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 morning.
What up? It's Ronan Rock with Your Morning Drip, bringing you another fantastic episode of Portland's best morning show. And I am very much wide awake, but that doesn't matter because we have the legendary, the infamous, the versatile of the versatillions, the god, the one and only Vursatyl in the building. Brr, 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 brr. Why do we have that so well timed with each other? Dude, got Verse in the building.
Man, I'm glad to be here, man.
Dude, I'm so excited to be here. You have no idea. All right, first off, there's so many funny stories that you're not going to remember that I'm going to remember.
I love it.
I can't wait to talk about the first time we met because I'm positive that you do not remember the story.
Okay.
But
all right.
Dude, first off, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's par for the course for me. Early morning, that's what I do. So I'm glad to be here, man.
You do the early morning.
I'm up early, bro.
Dude,
I'm up early.
And before this show, I was so on DJ life. I would wake up, and my homie does this now, and I laugh about it because he used to have like a real 9 to 5. I would wake up, take my kid to school, and then immediately come back home and go to bed for X amount of hours. Like I was not an early riser unless there was a video game session that needed to be done in the morning with some homies across the country, across the world, you know.
Dude. No, I'm up early, bro. Like typically up at 5 every morning. Yeah, I'm up at 5, man. That's the blessing and the curse of having a lab in your home, man. I can't wait to get up and get in there.
Dude.
And so I'm always up at 5, man.
Dude, it's funny. I've had some version of a lab even since back in my mom's house. Nah, never.
No, I used to be a night owl. That was the thing. I used to be a night owl, but like you mentioned, you know, I had kids, man, and that changed that. You know, you got to sleep when they sleep if you got any longevity in mind. So my sleep pattern changed, and so crack of dawn, man. That's when I get to it. The house is the quietest at that point. You know what I mean? So yeah, 5 o'clock, I'm up and at it, bro. It's a wrap.
Dude, you better than I am. You better than I am. I got 2 kids, and I'm still like, it's only 4 in the morning. I got 2 more hours I can get some work in. Like, nah, man, I'm the worst with that. But dude, I'm happy that you're here on the show. We just recently saw each other in New York at the
Slick Rick, man.
The slickest of the rickiest.
Oh man. Hey, listen, you were like a godsend. Serious. So Slick Rick is my spirit animal, I always say. You know what I mean? That's my spirit. Like, you know, so I went out there. Took my young artist, my protege out there, and we're going out there for the Slick Rick concert, for the Low Goose on the Deuce, and we're walking up, and I'm like, man, I'm sure I'm going to see somebody from Portland in the building, but I had no idea, bro, that you were going to be the heavyweight able to get me, like, front and center with Slick Rick, man. I was like, oh, this is too good, bro. Dude. This is the dude that, like, you know, I grew up worshiping Slick Rick.
Yeah.
You dig? So that was the closest I've ever been to Slick Rick in my life because you were there, bro. So you may be like the man in front of my protege, by the way. You know what I mean? Like, oh, man, you got pulled like that? I was like, you know, I took a little credit, but
as it's deserved. You deserve to take that credit.
Yeah, I took a little credit. I took a little credit, but nah, like I was like, nah, man, you can't plan that. You know, I mean, I felt like I would see somebody from this town, but you had the juice, bro, to get me next to Slick Rick, bro. I was like, what? We was like 50 feet from him, 70 feet.
Yeah, man, like on the side stage, just right there.
Right there, bro. I was like,
had to get the wristbands and everything else. I'm like,
yeah, I had the VIP section, you know. That's how Portland gets down, man. Yeah, good looking out, bro.
Dude, I appreciate it because we've had so we did that same party, but the year before we did it with why am I blanking out? Oh, we did a tribute to Biggie, and for some reason we had a bunch of homies in New York at the same time, and I'm like, oh, dope. Like no one usually like from the town see me do my events in New York, and this one's like crazy sold out and like Slick Rick and everything else. Like this is gonna be great. And we put them on the list, and then out of nowhere we ended up having Mr. C, the dude that discovered Biggie. And then we had
Big Daddy Kane's DJ.
And then we had the Junior Mafia come, Little C's was there and everything else. And all my homies came to the event. Not one of them came up and said hi.
What?
Literally the co-host of this show. he got the wristband, he had the VIP, he had the drink tickets, he had the whole entire nine. I just thought that they never made it to the show. And they're like, oh no, we were in the back. And I'm like, yo, dude, you had the bracelets. You could have
come and right.
Could have called, said hi, you know, maybe took a snap for the gram or something, bro.
Bro, man.
Nothing.
Bro.
I didn't see him until like I was like trying to go get get something from the kitchen for one of the artists, and walked by him. I was like, what? Like, and they're like, oh yeah, man, we about to leave though. We just about to finish this food and dip. And I'm like,
oh man.
Yeah, that's for you, Terrence. You know what grinds my beans? You grind my beans.
Hey, that was special, bro. Seeing you in your element, like packed house. I didn't know you was killing it like that, bro. I had no idea that you were like tearing it down on the East Coast like that.
People think I'm like lying when I post stuff, but you know, this interview isn't about me. It's about Vursatyl the Great.
Man, listen, that was a Vursatyl the Great like pillar. You know, seeing Slick Rick, you made that happen, bro. Dude. You did, like up close and personal. I mean, I was like sitting there like a little kid, man, starstruck. And I was like, man, this is like seeing Portland, seeing you out there, being able to rock like that, to have that.
I paid
sort of
him
pull.
to say this, by the way.
Nah, man, I was like, it got no better. You know what I mean? Like it got no better than just
it would have got better if you would have ate some of that food there. You would have messed up your life. You would have probably passed out. I believe. Did you see that Red Alert was there?
Oh yeah, man. See, because that's the thing is when we came in, after I saw you and we came in, I'm cool just being in here, right? And then I'm like, Red Alert is DJing, bro. Like,
and he still got it.
He still got it. He's killing.
Didn't miss a beat.
He was killing, bro. It just blew me away to be there. I mean, I was totally geeking out. You know, it's New York, so you know anything can happen. But when you stepped up and was like, yo, come on backstage. I was like, oh, man, bro. This is a highlight.
Let me get you your own bowling lane. Let you just sit up here and let you knock down some pins. Let you have a good time.
I had rocked that Brooklyn Bowl a couple of times. So I was able to be, you know, to get it and feel it and, you know, and all that stuff. And Q-Tip was DJing after our set that night, after our show. This was like... Again, you know how touring is. Like you were telling me, like sometimes you get done and you on the plane, you out.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see Q-Tip. And I have to say, like even though I rocked the Brooklyn Bowl, it was much doper being like a fan, you know what I mean? In there, seeing somebody that like I think is the be all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be that close, man, just when you got us backstage or got us side stage like that, that was like, man, the dream come true, bro.
Dude,
literally, like childhood. Like I was like geeking out, man. You know what I mean?
The first time we did a show with him, I was like, they're like, yo, like we have this event, Slick Rick's birthday. Like, do you want to do the show afterwards? You want to do the late night show? And I was like, yo, you saying I could do the after party for Slick Rick? No, we're saying you could do the late night show after Slick Rick. And I was just like, oh, yeah, yeah, I got that.
100%.
And I can't even remember what the show was, but like they performed and they had they did a real old school lineup. And someone came up to me because I just played like a different version of like Children's Story or whatever else. And they were just like, oh, so he knows. And then I think like MC Light or someone was there. And so then I played like Georgie Boy. And then I played like a couple of things like from all the different artists.
Right.
And one of them came up and was just like, oh, so you know your stuff. And I was just like, yeah, like I love Slick Rick. Like I literally did my my college speech class final doing the Children's Story as my speech.
Oh, man.
And she was like, oh, okay. Do you got this? And I was just like, yeah. And I didn't realize who the lady was. It was like, I'm gonna butcher it, but she was like one of the members of Total or something like that. And I was like played the song for her, and then she came out and performed it, and she's like,
wow.
And it was like, oh, dope. Then she goes upstairs because I was just like, yeah, I'm just trying to meet Slick and just trying to, just say what's up. And she brings him down, and he takes a picture with me and everything else. He's like, "Hey man, he did that like Snoop Dogg. Hey young buck, nice to see you, man. You really doing your thing. All right, peace." And he took a picture with me. If you see the picture of me, I am gassed as all hell. I am like cheesing from side to side.
I already know, bro.
I was like, I wanted to be like, can I put on the chain?
Yeah.
No, too much? All right.
That would have, hey, that's another bucket list thing, man. Let Slick Rick put them chains on you, bro. Listen, but that night, man, again, like I saw him when he came to Portland a couple of times, but even then, I'm in my hometown and I didn't get the type of treatment you got for us, bro. You know what I mean? So that was like a dream come true, but he did. And I'm like, I know that always feeling like more, it's like the narcissistic thing. Like I know Slick Rick better than everybody. But that night, man, he did The Moment I Feared flawlessly. And I'm just looking around and go like, yeah, I don't know if y'all know this, what he's doing. Yeah. Like I know what he's doing, you know what I mean? But you could see like it was like we were covered, just filled with just Slick Rick fans, enthusiasts, people that knew it. So to see him do The Moment I Feared and see other people geeking out, like I felt like less of a misfit. You know what I mean? So it was like, man, that was a dream come true, bro. Major moment.
I'm so happy. You making me feel like a little kid again, seeing how hyped you are.
Nah, yeah, that was major, bro. Slick Rick he's top 5 MCs to me.
Well, speaking of top 5,
okay. Okay.
I want to know because like I guessing a Slick Rick being on your top 5 list after that moment makes perfect sense. But now I'm more so like, yo, what are the things that are the artists that like inspire you? Like who's on your top 5 list? Who's your Mount Rushmore?
Oh man, Rakim is number 1. Okay. On my top 5. Man, this top 5 thing is a slippery slope, as you know.
All right, so this is our rule with the top 5.
Okay.
It's very simple. It's right now. It can change tomorrow. It can change the next day, and you can always put an asterisk on it of being like, because we've had people be like, this is my West Coast top 5, this is my East Coast top 5, this is my top 5 of when I was this point in my life. Right. This is my top 5 now. Like it can be. You can put any asterisk you need to, and it only lives for the moment. In the moment, right now, my top 5 is Rakim, top slot. In groups, can we pick a group and make that one definitely. MC? Can that be one MC? Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so before I get there, we'll go Rakim, Micah 9.
Okay.
From Freestyle Fellowship, if you don't know.
Dude. All right. Yeah. I was like,
yeah, Micah 9. Micah 9 is the father of all styles post Rakim. Just putting it out there. So, Rakim, Micah 9, Pharoah Monch.
Yes.
De La Soul.
Okay.
I'm putting them as one entity.
Yes.
Slick Rick.
Okay.
That's my 5.
I don't always do a top 5, but I'm gonna do a top 5 today, and I'm gonna do a top 5 of non-top 5s.
Okay, come on with it.
All right. First off, Black Thought.
Oh
Black Thought, I feel like you don't hear on people's top 5 that should always be on people's top 5.
Man, I'm with you.
I'm gonna throw Andre 3000 on there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Andre just sits up here and bodies people left and right.
Yes, he does.
And masterful ways. I'm going to put on there. This is always on my top 5, but still I don't feel like it's enough. Mos Def. Okay. All right. Mos Def just
he's a monster.
Handles people and this is my thing about all 3 of these artists.
Okay.
They can rap, but then they also, and not as much Black Thought, but still Black Thought within being the roots, how he kind of sings along within his raps, right. Can actually like put down some vocals.
Got you.
These last two.
I like that you pointed that out, man. That's a dope attribute, that I agree with, and obviously that I'm a child of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Continue. Yeah, you killing me, Ronan.
And that's a heavy, somewhat East Coast, Atlanta. Got to give it up to the West. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this, and I don't think enough people recognize him for the GOAT that he is. Mm-hmm.
Snoop. Oh man,
dude, I don't feel like people like. I'm just like. Has Snoop not had a point in every era where he was at some point dominating the charts? I mean, he's always like, every time you think, all right, he's Uncle Snoop. He's basically retired. He's gone from the game. Yeah. He comes back with another hit, and you're just like, damn, you just made another #1 single. It feels like you've been out here for 50 million decades and you ain't missed one of them yet. Man, the fact that you can go sit up here with Martha Stewart and she's caught more bodies than you. and you still coming back. He's sitting up here being like, Martha, you got your wine, but I have my wine.
Right.
I'm waiting for us to get the Uncle Snoop towel set.
Snoop. Hey, and Snoop is no joke on the freestyle.
Dude.
Off the top of his head, like a lot of people don't understand, like
body.
Snoop is a problem, like spontaneous, no preparation off the top of his head. Snoop is a monster. Mm-hmm. Like he can go with the best of them. And okay, what? That's 4. So that's 4, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, keep going. I'm on.
I'm gonna give my last one, and people gonna try to check me for this.
Okay.
And I mean this wholeheartedly and honestly, and I'm not saying it because you here.
Okay.
You.
Wow, Ronan.
Bruh. And I'm going to let this dive into how I met your ass.
Okay.
First off, always thought you were dope. When I got into like hip hop and like the underground scene in Portland, like I would say my spiritual leader was Kez from 360 Vinyl.
Indeed, yeah. Big up Kez.
Big up Kez. Speaking of Kez, you need to come on the fucking show. I don't know why that hasn't happened.
Kez, man.
But yeah, like I was a part of the Fix and stuff like that. But before I was a part of the Fix, I was still like a high schooler maybe at this point. Went out to one of the shows at the Roseland, and it might have been, oh man, I'm trying to think of who you guys were playing with. Because the funny thing, it might have been Living Legends with like hieroglyphics.
Oh man, okay.
Am I right? Didn't you do a show with them both?
Yep.
All right. So,
and the thing is, I think on that show, Living Legends bum rushed the stage. I don't know that they were on that bill, Kev. I think they bum rushed the stage that night. That's some, facts. Yeah. But go ahead, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I remember that night.
So you guys went up and performed, and I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Okay.
I didn't realize you guys were a local act.
Oh man.
So I was just like, I thought Lifesavers, Lyrics Born,
right.
Living Legends were just in that same ethos.
Okay. Wow.
Cali, wherever, and just doing the things, and it was just a tour that came to my neck of the woods.
Wow. That's a compliment. That's dope.
Dude. So what had happened was you guys performed, you killed it, and for some reason you decided to come in the crowd.
Okay, always.
And you came in the crowd, and you came right in front of me, and this is how brand new I was to music, and to you. I was like this, and you gonna laugh your ass when I say this. I was like, yo, excuse me, Jumbo, you my favorite.
Oh my God.
And you looked at me and like, yo, young buck, I'm Verse.
Oh man.
I was dead. I was like
Oh man.
I was straight up Porky Piggin. Didn't know what to say.
Oh man.
And then you sat up there for a while, and it was like, this is like in my hip hop days. I was like, young wannabe rapper type thing, okay. And I was annoying the shit out of you. It was like, yo, we should freestyle. Let's freestyle, because it was like the intermission of the show or something.
Okay.
I think Rev might have been spinning, and I was you're just like, go ahead.
Spinning, right?
just go ahead. And then like, I think as the moment as the words were starting to leave my mouth, I think that's when the Hieroglyphics bum rushed the stage, or Living Legends bum rushed the stage. And I was just like, oh man, I missed my moment.
Right in the middle of the freestyle.
Not one word in. I was just like, yo.
Oh man, dude, bro, you got me crying,
dude. I was.
Oh, that's classic.
Dying. It was one of those moments where I was just like, yo, I'm sitting next to like a hip hop legend. I'm watching hip hop legends, right. And life can't get no better than this.
That's dope.
This is like a moment.
I got the Jumbo thing, man. That was a constant. That still happens to this day, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's a constant. Big up to Jumbo,
dude.
Yeah, man, that was crazy to how that would work out too, man. I mean, we've answered that question in interviews. Who's Jumbo? Who's Verse? That was always so. Don't feel like what I mean. Don't feel picked on. Don't feel ashamed, bro. That's been a thing.
Yeah.
From jump off the rip, we've always had that mix up between us. But yeah, you good, bro. And it's crazy because that night. That was the energy, man, in the room. Like, that was probably going to be maybe like the third sort of freestyle moment I had that night, because backstage, it was going crazy.
Yeah.
There was people that had got backstage. I remember that night. And backstage, there was like, that was that era too. There was all of these, like, everybody's rapping. It's all these ciphers kind of busting
I can
out.
guess there's an individual that we've mentioned a couple of times on this show. I'm guessing Cable Rock was back there.
Cable Rock. Oh, man, bro. Hey, I got a Cable Rock story.
Oh, please tell it.
Okay.
Please tell it.
This is in the early days when La Luna. Do you remember the venue La Luna?
I remember, but I never got to go.
Okay. So there's a spot in town called La Luna, and I want to say I was hosting this night. Okay. I don't think I wasn't on the bill. I'm hosting this night. And real quick, I'm introducing groups, and at that time, and this is always, I think this is probably in any market, everybody wants to be on stage, wants to get up there and wants to do their thing. So I'm introducing groups, and I might have been doing like a little crowd rocking, you know what I mean? Just like say ho or whatever, just kind of getting the crowd amped before the next group.
You MC.
Bro, out of nowhere, my mic just disappears out of my hand, and it's Cable Rock. He snatches the mic out of my...
No, he didn't.
Bro.
No, he didn't.
Facts. I'm guessing, big up Cable Rock, I'm no diss, but I'm guessing he's like high or drunk out of his mind, bro, because he takes the mic and persists to go on this freestyle, like, spontaneous right in the moment.
Was he even on the bill?
No. He just came out. He was in the crowd. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Yeah, he came up, snatches the mic out my hand. And obviously at that time, we weren't like the consummate professionals that, we became.
Yes.
So mayhem ensued. You know what I mean? Big up. Mayhem ensued.
Wow.
And safe to say, Cable Rock was safely but not gently removed from the stage.
Wow.
But yeah, that was like probably my introduction to Cable Rock that night, man. He comes and snatches the mic out my hand. And here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Years later, probably about, that had to be like 94 or 5.
Oh, wow.
Right? So here it is, like fast forward to like 2016.
Okay.
Gift of Gab from Black Alicious is doing a show over like Southeast, over at the old Hawthorne Theater.
Yeah.
And Gab and I are freestyling.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? The venue is wrong. We were down at the right by Voodoo Donuts. Not Barbadi's, but the theater.
That was Barbadi's.
No, Barbadi's was on the corner, but there's a movie theater that they put into
the Paris Theater?
The Paris Theater.
Yeah, that became something else, bro.
Right.
Talking about keep Portland weird.
Well, the Paris Theater, that's the crazy thing. It had been weird when I was a kid. That was like triple X. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my God, yeah, bro. It was always that spot. But now it's like, they doing hip hop shows there. Me and Gab are rocking, and Gab calls me up at the end of a set to freestyle. My mic disappears again, Ronan.
No.
Guess who?
No.
Guess who?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Guess who?
Cable Rock.
Cable Rock, bro, comes and snatches the mic again. But now I'm the consummate professional. You dig? We let him do his thing. You know what I mean?
What?
It's a freestyle, It's like, and Cable at this point, My G, Gav and My G know each other. Cable is like My G's partner. Big up My G. And so, we all know each other at this point. So Cable's having a moment. He does his thing, and then again, we, in a more professional way, me and Gab just persist to go there on the freestyle and make it clear what is what. You understand?
Yo. All right.
But big up, man. That's hip hop.
Dude, not to tell a Cable Rock story, but just make a Cable Rock point. So Cable Rock is his name, and when I first came in the scene, I was K-Rock.
K-Rock. Wow.
And he wasn't as enthusiastic about this at first, but then we went back and forth enough within freestyle that he's like, okay, young buck can handle his business.
Okay.
But I didn't know about the legend of Cable Rock.
Cable Rock, man.
And I proceeded to learn it, and I was just like, oh, I gotta change my name. I can't get confused.
Can't get confused with Cable Rock.
Can't get confused with Cable Rock. And
Cable
it
Rock.
was literally the moment that they're making me a part of the fix. They're like, all right, word. So what is your artist name? Like, what's your MC name? And I was like, Ronin Rock.
There we go.
Ronin.
Now, what made you read for Ronin like in the moment like that?
So I just watched Shogun Assassin and learned about the story of Ronin.
Okay.
I was a big like knight King Arthur nerd and stuff, so I still wanted The Rock, and I spelled it ROC because I love Jay-Z and Rockefeller Records. That was my thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, Ronin Rock, Sword and Stone. All right, let's do it.
There we go. Okay.
And so that
I never knew that. That's dope.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was what it became. People have tried to make other weird names out of it.
Okay, like, come on, I got to hear these.
What was it? Ronin Digital.
Ronin Digital. Okay.
Like they were trying to do Bobby Digital.
Bobby Digital.
And I was just
the
like,
whole like martial arts. I get it.
I was just like, all right, I guess. Roni Roan.
Roni Roan.
Yeah.
Okay, like Romy Roan.
I
from
don't
Martin?
know.
Okay.
I was like, dude, I feel like I'm Little Romeo's protege when you say it like that. I can't.
Okay.
Or a loose reference to Tony, which they're going back on tour.
They're going back on tour.
Raphael Sadiq. Oh, all right. Screw all this. Can I please tell you this Raphael Sadiq story?
Please, come on.
All right. So I'm at Tube because I used to do Tube Tuesday for like years.
Okay.
And I'm playing. And my homie Dev comes into the building and he's just like, hey, yo, man, you know who's over there in the corner, right? And I was like, nah, who? And he's just like, yo, I think that's Raphael Sadiq. And I'm just like, no, that ain't no Raphael
No
Sadiq.
way,
Now I like look over and I'm like, man, nah, that's skinny Portland Raphael Sadiq. That ain't Raphael Sadiq. And he's like,
Skinny
yo,
Portland, okay.
yeah. And he's just like, nah, man, I think that's Raphael Sadiq. Like, I think he's got like people out here. And I was just like, all right, hold on. Going Serato. Drop it. And then we both like, it's literally looks like a scene out of Kid and Play. Like we're like
trying to see what the reaction.
and he looks up at me and he's just like,
wow.
And I was just like, oh shit, that's Raphael Sadiq.
Man.
And I went on to play like every hit he had and like the fastest, yes, best medley that I could possibly do.
Come up with. Okay.
And so I played it, and he sticks around to the end of the night, until the lights come on.
Wow.
And so he comes up to me and he's like, hey, yo, man, like, I really enjoyed your set, da-da-da-da-da. Like, where can I, like, get your mixtape and stuff at? And I was just like, once again, I'm a young buck.
Wow.
I have no mixtape. He's like, you have no mixtape? But you gonna make one or something like that? Like, can we figure this out? And I was just like, I don't make mixtapes.
Oh, man.
And he goes for a second, and then
he's trying to get you on board.
He's trying to throw me a lob,
Right,
and I'm
major.
not getting
The
it.
alley-oop, you're missing the alley-oop.
And then my boy like is overhearing this, the manager of the bar, and he's just like, dude, just give him your email so you can just give him, you can get him something later. Just make him a mixtape.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I don't really use my email. And then like, dude just gets so annoyed with me. He's like, it's all good, bro. Just take down my number, and when you ready, just give me a call.
Wow.
And I was like,
man.
I got Raphael Sadiq's number in my phone.
Hey, that was a win-win either way, bro.
End of the story is,
okay.
So years later, we're like planning an event, and they're like trying to list artists that we should have on this event. And I'm like, well, just so happens I got Raphael Sadiq's number.
Okay.
All right. And so they're like, oh, cool. Like, well, hit him up and see if he wants to come and do the show. And I'm like, all right. And then I'm like trying to act like I'm the big dude. I'm like, I'm gonna call him right now. And so I'm calling, waiting on the phone, and then this dude picks up, and I'm just like, yo, Raphael, how you doing, man? This is Ronan. I don't know if you remember. And he's just like, oh, bro. He showed you his number like years ago, bro. Everyone calls this. I get like a call like every week about, if this Raphael. So man, this ain't Raphael's number no more. But like,
the
I wish
window
you the
had
best.
closed. Oh man, bro. Wow.
Hurt my feelings. I was at least like, this is the only takeaway that I took is good. I'm like, I at least got the real number.
You had the real number though.
I had the
It was
real
him.
number.
Man, bro. Oh, see, and you had something that people would kill for, bro. Raphael Sadiq, he'll change your life.
I mean, I'm just gonna, if that tour comes around to Portland, I'm just gonna sit in the crowd and be like, excuse me.
I was that guy. Come on, man. Yeah.
Like, throw me the lob just one more time. I promise I won't drop it.
I'm a major. It's funny, man. Literally, I could show you on my phone. That's what I was listening to all day yesterday. Was Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Weird thing is, so Tony comes out in around 1988.
Mm-hmm.
Raphael leaves the group 96, 97, somewhere around there.
Okay.
My first cousin has been the lead singer of Tony since 1997, 98. Yeah. As they've toured and, and if you watch like Raphael's interviews, he says it. He like, the lead singer of Tony has been in the group longer than he was. You dig?
Wow.
So, I've been hearing firsthand about the tour that's happening, man. Via my family. My cousin won't be on that run, and so I'm kind of caught in this middle of like, man, I love you, cuz you might, but these are like Tony is like, and I think it is for everybody. It's just like, it's just a cornerstone. You know what I mean? Of our music experience. You know what I'm saying? They're just a major deal. So when I saw him post that they were going on tour, what was really a trip is watching a reminder of how big they were, because it went viral.
Dude, it's weird the different levels of success of like the 90s, late 80s, early 2000s of people, because you would think certain artists are the biggest artists in the world, and they did have a huge fan base.
Right.
But it'd be in the comparisons of like, I'm trying to think of something modern day that would be it would be Janelle Monáe now versus Janelle Monáe 2010.
Right.
It's two different careers.
Two different careers.
And back then you thought she was the
right.
ish, and it's like, was she on The Voice? Janelle Monáe probably was on The Voice. I feel like Janelle Monáe could be on The Voice.
Majorly, bro.
Dude.
100%.
It's one of it's all right. I gotta ask you some things, because we've kind of jumped around, because like I'm gonna ask you this question, then we're gonna dip back into like how you came about, like the story of Vursatyl.
Okay.
But first, I want to get into, speaking of Raphael Sadiq, and right now, like we're starting to get into music festival booming territory.
Right.
You were some of my favorite music growing up. I would put things that I know now that I did not know then. You, Lifesavers, Omega, Lightheaded.
Big up Omega.
Y'all were like the thing to me.
That's dope.
And it's funny because I liked Othello when I first, I was like, Othello's a shit.
Right.
And then I discovered Omega when he did the solo project.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe Omega's a shit. And it was always like a thing to me. I even have like a weird story with them. I think y'all did a show together, and I showed my ass in front of them too. I was young in hip hop. I was I was so in love with hip hop, and I just acted a fool.
100%.
I just but
it's
anyway,
understandable, bro.
what I'm getting to is I remember all the like festivals and shows and things that you were on. Now,
okay.
One, what was your favorite festival you got to do back then?
Oh, man.
And then two, second part, if you could make a festival now with you being a part of the lineup, so it's going to be like the music that's going to suit around you,
okay,
who would those characters be? And it could be new, old, doesn't matter.
Okay. Man, that's a great question, bro.
Yeah.
Favorite festival that I was involved in was Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland. And
he ain't even do nothing in America. he even pretend like he wasn't even like, you know what? What is that weird festival they have out in the Oregon countryside? I always forget it.
What is it called?
No, not What the Fest. No. It's like the bumper shoot of Portland. It's
Is this like out in the forest?
Yeah.
I know what festival you're talking about.
I can't think of what I want to say. It starts with the R.
I wish I could remember that.
The Oregon Ren Fest. No, but dude, all right, Switzerland.
Yeah, the Montreux Jazz Festival, and the reason why, and this probably goes into what my festival would look like.
That jazz festivals have hip hop in them.
Man, the jazz festival is almost not jazz at all.
Okay,
that's real talk. Man, there's so many.
Dude's pissed as fuck right now. He's like, I get some work in my own field.
Yeah, crazy, because even my highlight from that festival was not a jazz artist. The reason why that was my favorite festival to play is because Voodoo by D'Angelo had just dropped.
Oh.
and D'Angelo was headlining the Voodoo. He was doing Voodoo promotion. He was doing the Voodoo tour, and bro, I snuck into their sound check to see the D'Angelo sound check. So I'm in, like, literally, I had my whole day. I plotted, Ronan. My whole day, I'm plotting on how can I get into this sound check because we were going to be gigging while the show was going on. While his show was
you're not
going
going to get to see it.
so I wasn't gonna be able to see the show. So I'm like, man, bro, this is a once. So
you had to be pissed as hell, being like, yo, why you gotta put me up against D'Angelo?
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, why can't we should be opening for, you know what I mean? But D'Angelo is sound checking, and here's the dope thing. So I finagled my way in there. Me and a sister from another sister was trying to do the same thing. We hooked up. We get into the D'Angelo sound check, and their Questlove is on the drums. Like at the time, Anthony Hamilton, the R&B singer, is singing background for him at the time, and Roy Hargrove, rest in peace, is on the horns at the time. So it's just like this killer, right? Incredible band, as you know. But we get there and we have sound check, so the clock is ticking. D'Angelo's not there. D'Angelo eventually walks in to keep it short, and for the next 25 minutes, you know what their sound check consisted of? Is D'Angelo playing all his favorite Gangstar songs and rapping the lyrics. He's on the keys, and they're just doing his whole sound check. They never checked anything from his catalog. They only did Gangstar, and D'Angelo is rapping the J. Rue verses, the Group Home verses, Guru's verses. He's just killing the Gangstar catalog for 45 minutes, bro. It was life-changing. So, yeah, that's like my moment of festivals, is just being able to play and be there amongst that kind of craziness.
Don't you wish that like camera phone quality was great back then? So you just be like,
bro,
well, I'm gonna release this bootleg.
Oh man, viral.
This is the shit,
bro. That would have went viral at the time, man. Yeah, crazy. Montreux Drafts.
Most Def, clipping that.
Most Def was on that festival.
Oh,
he was playing that night, and I want to say Gil Scott Heron was at that festival. That was nuts, bro. Angie Stone. That was a crazy. That was like my highlight, I think, in terms of festivals. And then what would my festival look like? Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Rakim, Lil Brother, Slum Village.
Now, would you reform some village like Voltron and resurrect the dead to?
Hey, I got a Dilla story.
Well, this is gonna be my favorite fucking ever.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Ron? Okay.
Yes.
So we've done multiple shows with Slum Village, but not before me and Dilla getting into a fight.
You got in a fight with Dilla?
Yeah, bro.
Like a fight?
No,
like
it was
a verbal altercation.
It was a verbal altercation. It was a screaming match, but with physical threats being hurled by each of us.
Wow. All right, keep going.
Okay, so let me tell you the story. So my group at the time, Lifesavers, big up Jumbo and Rev Shines. Also, back on the Tony, big up Amar, 3TOB, Tony connected. I have to make sure I shout them out. But Lifesavers at the time, we had done our first album, and we were trying to get a remix. I believe the song was Skeletons.
Okay.
Off our first album. We're trying to get a remix. We, through a friend, contacted Dilla. Shines has always had a connection with Dilla. Off the rip. Shines had the Slum Village album years before it came out.
We're going to have to talk about Shines later.
Yeah, we get inside. But through a friend, we contact Dilla, and he's down to do the remix. We don't have the money. So
what in what era of Slum Village's career is this?
Again, this is 2003.
Okay.
So this is, fantastic.
Volume 2?
Volume 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And there have been multiple variations of Fantastic Volume 2 by this time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So this is 2003. Dilla's down. He gives us the fee. We don't have the money. Mm-hmm. So we got to try to figure out how to do it. Somebody sponsors us the money. They give us the bread, right? Give it to
that
us.
Dope in Portland.
Portland was cracking at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Lifesavers was handling business, and somebody loved the crew, so they gave us the money, fronted us the money, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, Kev, I called.
I'll take the long story, bro.
Okay,
we could go. Okay. We could go around this bend, bro.
Okay,
we can do the long story on this one.
All right, so I'm the point person. I don't know why, but I'm the point person.
Mm-hmm.
So, we get Dilla the money. Me and Dilla get on the phone,
mm-hmm.
and we talk. He wants to know what we want. I tell him it's all good. He's like, okay, I got you. So
Shines didn't get the hookup. Like, yo, let me get the special organ price.
Hey man, and trust me,
I'll take you digging and get you a baggie.
Hey, this was a young Shines at the time, and so Shines was trying to play his position. But hindsight, Shines should have been driving this bus to get this Dilla remix done.
Yeah,
let's just put it like that.
Like, hey, let me throw you a couple records.
You dig? 100%. Shines could have sealed the deal had we known then what we know now. Shines was a young man at the time, so he wasn't trying to muscle. Mm-hmm. But Shines should have been driving this bus. But Dilla's with it. Him and I talk. He's on the job. But then Dilla goes ghost for like a month and a half. I can't reach him.
And this is after you already sent him the bread?
He already had the bread. And we didn't send him half down. He had full payment. Okay? He had all the money. So I can't reach Dilla. Now Quantum, the label, is like, what's up? Because they're holding the next release.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a 12-inch coming out until we get this Dilla remix. Dilla's ghost. So now, me trying to be cool, I don't want to this is Dilla, you know what I mean? And he's not the Dilla that he is now, but he's still Dilla to us. Like, we geeking out. This is JD at the time, right? This is Dilla JD era. So we geeking out. We really want this remix. So I start calling him every Monday, right? I would call him on Monday, trying to keep it cool. I call. Peace, Vursatyl, man, just checking in, see what's up. No Dilla. This goes on for about 4 months now, bro. Now we're out this money. We got the people asking us that loan us the money. What's happening? It's on me to reach Dilla.
Are you waiting for like a beat pack? Like what are you just one beat? Like what are you specifically waiting on?
We want any evidence that the remix exists.
So you sent him the references and da 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 da.
Yep.
He's got everything.
At the time, we're sending FedEx, right?
Oh, damn!
This is at that time.
This is before the foreign exchange. Yeah. Before everybody's sitting up here like, let me send you this zip file real quick.
No, we sent him everything in FedEx package, right? Wow. He got all the sessions in a FedEx package.
You double checking, making sure that
what I mean? Calling the number like 1-800 FedEx. To make sure the package got there, it was received. You dig? So Dilla's ghost, he's not responding. So finally, I get a call back, right? I miss it. It's a message from Dilla. Mm-hmm. And I wish, bro, it's early technology. I didn't save I saved it, but I didn't record it. I don't have any proof of this message. Get at me. That's all he said, like, get at me. Mm-hmm. I called. Dilla stays ghost. When I finally reach him, he picks up the phone. I'm driving. I'm out in Wilsonville at the time. I'm in a rental. And Dilla, I'll call him. Dilla picks up the phone. And he's pissed. He's like, what's up, dog? It's like that? And I'm like, hello? You know what I mean? Is this JD?
This is
he said, what's up? Is it like that, dog? And I'm like, what is everything cool? What's going on, bro? He's like, what's up, my nigga? Is it like that? And now, bro, it goes Northeast Portland in a heartbeat. I'm like, can I say the N-word on the show?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, nigga. It's 5 months, nigga. You got our money. What's up? Like, I know you ain't trying to, man, before you know it, we screaming and hollering. I said, man, I'm in a rental. I'm on my way to Los Angeles. At the time, we got Misfit Massive. Big up to Libretto. Bretto was from Watts.
Bretto.
Come to find out, see, at the time, I had learned that through my man Mike Nardone that the package had gone to, Dilla had been living with Common at the time, and they were living in Los Angeles.
Gotcha.
See, so he had gone out there to be working with Madlib and Common. He's living with Common. I got the address to where Dilla is living
Because you had to mail the package.
I had to mail the package, and
I would just dropped in on Common. I'm be honest.
you understand?
Let me get that other feature.
Hey, man, bro, like, and my dude Bretto is from Watts, so I'm thinking in the moment, like, I'm about to let this dude know that I got people that can touch you. So I'm like, I got goons and Watts niggas. We'll be at your house right now. Like, I'm coming to see. I told Dilla, I said, I'm gonna knock you out when I see you. I said, skip this. I said, when I see you, I'm gonna knock you out. Right as I say that, he goes, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I like that.
Oh shit.
He's like, yeah. He said, yeah, you a real nigga. And I was like, what? He just flips the switch on me, and I'm like, he's like, hey, man, I got the remix. Don't worry about it. I'm on it. He said, you'll have it. He said, by the way, he said, I'll call you tomorrow. I'm in the studio, and I'm going to let you know when the joint will be there. So I'm like, so we good? It just goes from like 0 to 100 and back down to like calm. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm looking forward to it. Dilla calls, and I missed the message, man. I think I'm on a plane. I missed the message. He leaves another message saying, hey, man, I like y'all. And God is my witness. He's like, man, I'm a Lifesavers fan. He said, yo, by the way, y'all on Quantum? He said, man, I want to do a record on Quantum. I had all of this on voicemail. He said, I want to do a record on Quantum, man. Tell him I'm a Lifesavers fan. I'm a Black Alicious fan. I'd love to rock with Quantum, man. Hit me up, man. Tell me who I need to talk to. Left that on my voicemail. Then he leaves another voicemail right after it. Again, Ronnie's like, by the way, man, I can't wait to meet you, bro. You a real nigga. Man, we're flying at that time. I'm on my way to Europe. So I get to London, call to try to affirm what's happening, and end up talking to Ma Dukes. And
I'm so happy we went on the long version of this story.
hey, bro, I talked to Ma Dukes. She's like, James, get on the phone, and you could hear, I don't know where they were at, but he's sick. He's like, man, I'm going to have to send the money back, bro. He said, it ain't cool right now. I'm like, okay, man, bro, I tell him, hold the money. I said, now that I know you're doing it, we good. He's like, all right, we'll see. Eventually, his mom sends the money back. We never hear from Dilla again. Not long after that, I guess he starts going through his, he's in the hospital now. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the world just shifts, just changes, man, and however long later, man, he just stopped being in contact. We ended up getting the money back. But, however long it was, years later, we found out what he was dealing with. Yeah. And he had just been, having to prioritize his life, And so we never got the remix. But, I did, kind of go through a life experience with Dilla, man. Me and Dilla had a fight, but he was really, I think that was his vetting process. He wanted to work with people that he felt like, you know what I mean?
Like, I heard them niggas up in Portland are funny.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Let me see what I can do with this.
Yeah. And I heard from 88 Keys that was his way. You know what I mean? That he would often kind of like push you to see who you really were. You know what I mean? And he wanted to know who you really were. So I think that's what he was trying to do, is like see how you really get down before he worked with you.
If you hanging out with a dude named Hex Murder,
you understand? And at the time, I don't know. I'm yelling at Dilla, not knowing what type of mess I'm getting myself into.
He's like, this nigga's from Detroit,
right? Guilty Simpson and all these cats, Fat Cat in the Cut.
It's like, I mean, libretto can take out like 4, 5 of
You
them.
understand? Right. Yeah, and I'm hoping we got to catch him while we in L.A. because that's the only way Bretto was going to be able to help me is if I was able to get Jordan Downs on my team, to help me rock with him. But, yeah, that's my Dilla story, man. Rest in peace to Dilla. I wish it would have happened. We were close, but.
I mean, dude, people throwing out Dilla beats from like every which way.
Yeah, bro.
You might luck out and get a package like delivered in your lap.
Hey, man, I know it's out there somewhere. There's at least some sort of like version of Dilla's remix to Lifesavers Skeletons.
You know what
exists.
The sad thing about that is there's probably some horrible what's his brother's name? Illa J verse over that.
or God knows who
Frank
made
Dank did some track to it. Yeah,
somebody got that beat, I'm sure by now. And,
probably Common.
Unfinished, you know what I mean? But I would have taken an unfinished Dilla beat, you know what I mean?
I mean, shit, that becomes a Shine collabo.
You dig?
Real quick.
Yeah, man.
Well, all right, man. We've tiptoed around this long enough.
Okay.
Let's get the story of the beginning of verse. And this is the sad thing about it. It's already 9:51.
Okay.
I forgot to tell you. This is the one thing I forgot to mention. This show goes by ridiculously fast.
That means you're doing the right thing, bro, because we enjoying it.
Dude, when we had Shines on here with house shoes.
Oh, man.
This dude was almost here for 4 hours.
Wow, I can believe that.
We literally could not shut him up. And the best thing about it was, like, when he left, he was like, yo, I'm going to be honest. When I came up here with Shines, I was like, ain't no way in hell I'm doing a 2-hour interview. and I was like,
how could you?
I was like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I didn't understand why you even did this. But you know what? We were a baby fledgling show. And he did it, and he got toe up.
Yo, I believe it.
Because it wasn't the morning drip that we did this version of it. We did the late night drip.
You did the late night drip.
We did late night drip and gave homie a bottle of tequila.
Oh, that good. Okay.
And he was like, I'll take this beer. I'll take this tequila, and we gonna
keep going.
Hey,
I ain't mad, bro.
But no, shout out to House Shoes, man. You a real one for real. Crazy as hell, but real one.
I've only met House Shoes briefly at Shines at the release for the Conway 12-inch with Shines. Big up again. Shines is killing it. So, yeah, I met House Shoes briefly that night, but legendary.
Yeah. All right. So, first off, this is a dumb question because I already know the answer.
Okay.
You a Portland native?
Portland native, born and raised, man.
Woo! Native in the house.
You already know.
Dude, so where'd you grow up abouts in Portland?
Northeast Portland. Yeah, man. Right between Killingsworth and Ainsworth.
Okay.
14th, so I'm kind of in the heart of it. Went to Jefferson High School.
Oh, Jeff.
Went to Jeff. That was the hood school at the time.
My daughter almost went to Jeff, and then we moved to move her to another elementary school, and then she was just like, I'm going to Grant. And I was like, no, we moved back, baby. We back in the old house. We the big house. And she's like, yeah, I ain't going to Jeff. And now Jeff getting shot up every week.
Hey, bro. Yeah. You know, the crazy thing is Jeff had it had a tough reputation because of, you know, it was the hood school, you know. But
black people used to live on Mississippi.
There was a time.
There was a time.
Once upon a time, black folks lived on Mississippi. But Jeff also, though, what people don't say was, it was the Jefferson had the biggest computer influx early 80s. So they had more computers than any other high school in the state. So we had a crazy computer program when that was like a new thing. And it was also the performing arts school.
A word.
You know, it was literally the consummate performing arts school in the state of Oregon. So kids from all over the state would try to get into the dance program and the theater program.
I remember this dance program especially, right?
Yeah, African dance, all of that. The dance program, just the arts program.
Didn't they like win like a bunch of like state champions?
Oh man,
and shit?
major.
Yeah.
Like it was the only thing of its kind.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever school you went to, it didn't have an arts program that rivaled Jefferson's.
I don't think you know about the Milwaukee Mustangs, 'cause we were
Okay.
we were tight.
The Milwaukee Mustangs.
Dude, yeah.
Oh man. Okay, you're a thoroughbred coming up in Milwaukee, man. You had to deal with some real stuff out there, bro.
We had legitimate skinheads in our school.
Yeah, bro. I know brothers that got
Mm-hmm.
in situations out there, bro.
Oh yeah.
Literally. Yeah, like that was okay.
Yeah.
I got you, bro.
I mean, we were the real cocaine cowboys.
Hey, being black in Milwaukee.
Oh, dude, there was like, the local little bar tavern thing
Man,
had
bro.
a huge Confederate flag in it.
Yeah.
And I remember when we first got graduated from high school, whenever we came 21, first time I was ever really being able to be in there. And I was like, this is the motherfucking place that everybody was talking about all of our childhood.
Man, bro.
This is it.
Man.
I'm like, all these rednecks, they just doing Jaeger bombs.
Jaeger bombs.
I was like, this is not. I need to go where there's some color.
Yeah, you have to have some thick skin to grow up, be black in Milwaukee. That's the truth. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I grew up, went to Jeff, and really even after touring, man, never really wanted to. You go through that spell where you're like, I want to live someplace other than Portland because of your worldview. But after traveling,
Why didn't you guru it up?
man, nah, bro. It hit me early that we needed to be the king of this castle before you could kind of compete with people that were already on that trajectory in their hometown. Like that was going to be tough to do. Not saying that it hasn't been done. Big up Guru, big up Ish from Diggable Planets. They went out to Brooklyn and became, New York natives the way we saw it. But for me, it seemed easier. I won't say easier because Portland is tough to get people to like you in Portland. But I felt like it was more plausible. Let's put it that way.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you.
Okay.
Y'all
Okay, no, yeah.
should have moved to LA.
At a point, yeah.
Yeah.
At a point, I feel, and Jumbo did. Jumbo, he took off. Shines did too. Shines moved to the East
30
Coast.
seconds?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Anyways.
They moved though. They did. Jumbo moved. Jumbo still lives in the Bay. At the height of our second album, which was going crazy, Jumbo moved to the Bay. How
did y'all form together? How did this because Shines isn't even the original DJ.
No, he's not the original DJ. He's not. Big up to KD, Mixmaster KD, who was at the time, that was like, KD was the DJ in Portland. So even calling him our DJ is gratuitous. But he was Lifesavers DJ. He was doing us a solid. But ultimately, Jumbo and I met. Man, you asked some good questions.
I'm asking this for me. Shine still hasn't told me the story.
Yeah, man.
No, we don't. Okay. I want to answer these questions. Okay. These are the facts that matter.
All right.
Hold on. Let me just see what's going on.
Okay, yeah. I don't want to.
Pheromones Respect. Went to a bar in Milwaukee and they got the old ass photo on the table from the regulars back in the day. And y'all, we keep going.
Okay, all right. So ultimately, you have to think of it in this terms, man, that hip hop and the culture was at an infant stage. So not only is hip hop at the time at an infant stage, we live in Portland. Pre-internet.
Yep.
Right? Where, the only way you could go get magazines really was like at Fred Meyer, or Safeway a little bit. So you really didn't even, and this was like early before BET and MTV were really big. So how did you see what hip hop looked like in Portland?
Didn't.
So Jumbo and I were misfits out here, bro. And if there was a few dudes, but we were just misfits in that we took to East Coast experience because that's where hip hop was from. And we were just geeked out, man. We just, everything that was hip hop, we had to have it. So walking around the cities of Portland looking like Run DMC or, you know what I mean? It was like we were aliens, you know?
Yeah.
And so Jumbo went to Grant, I went to Jeff, and just people would tell us like, you're weird, he's weird, y'all need to meet. And we were like on a hunt for each other, not knowing that we only lived about 5-6 blocks from each other. You know what I mean? It's that the Jumbo, in proximity to where I live, where I grew up, Alberta Park was my like park of choice. Woodlawn Park was his. Yeah. So even though we lived really close, we always were going separate directions. You know what I mean? Ultimately, we end up playing ball at Alberta Park. It ain't hard to tell.
Who challenged who to do a freestyle?
Nobody challenged me at the time. Jumbo was a DJ. He didn't rhyme. He only made beats. He didn't even make beats at the time. He was just a DJ. He was in another group at the time called Freshness at Work. And
why did all of them sound like
right?
it all sounded like Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yeah,
B-boy gangs.
Yeah, no, that was the era, bro. It was the early days. So, a good friend of ours, David Calamafoni, rest in peace, Big Red, got killed, and David Calamafoni and I were supposed to be a group. We were forming a group, and we were going to rap against the U Crew. We were going to try to battle the U Crew.
I've heard Cool Nuts came up on here and was schooling us about the U Crew.
Yeah. We were trying to. They went to Grant. The guys from U Crew, big up, respect due. I love them. Hakeem and J Mac, Cookie. They went to Grant, and so David Calamafoni went to Grant. He and I were going to form a group because he wanted to diss the U Crew. He got killed, and David was he was Jumbo's best friend. Lifesavers was born out of his death.
Damn.
Jumbo and I hooked up. We was like, man, now we got to do something. People have said, we got to do something. And so we really formed in Big Red's death, David Calamafoni's death. And we just started out, man. I was in a singing group. Jumbo became the DJ.
Yeah, you were a singer.
I was a singer, bro. Still am a singer.
Dude, I love, dude. First off, I'm gonna give you shit.
Okay, come on.
The first piece of shit is, why ain't y'all do more music videos? Y'all did technically one.
Yeah, man. If that.
That was a commercial.
That was a commercial, bro. You know, people, again, videos at the time, you couldn't do a $500 video. Videos at the time.
Yo, screw that. Later on in y'all's career, you could have did videos.
Well, you have to understand that after the second record, 2007, our first record came out in 2003. It was still, our second record was still pre-video being, inexpensive enough to do. We didn't have the money. 2007, and after 2007, there is no more Lifesavers music. You know, there's like a song here or there, but it was basically the end of the Lifesavers catalog. So we just never were around long enough for videos to become feasible.
I'm gonna say this, and you're not gonna believe this, but
okay.
This is 110% true. I treated y'all's separation like it never happened.
Okay.
To this day, I don't. I'm just like, so when Jumbo coming back, when y'all gonna go back on tour, when we get another album?
Yeah. This year is the 20th anniversary of our first album.
Sounds like it's time to do a new album this year.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
And no, I'm saying that,
we need a sponsor?
Lifesavers never officially broke up. That was not the thing. It was just that Jumbo got busy, and he's been busy. He's a successful producer. He licenses music, and you kind of just go down your path. That's all. It just kind of became what it became, and so I was left to do. Me and Shines just were kind of needing to figure out the next thing. Me and Shines have a group called, it's called Headcase.
Okay.
So
that's not a good sign, bro.
Hey,
it's named Headcase, and you almost just forgot it.
Headcase. Well, you got me on one, man. But Shines and I got a group called Headcase that we got about 15 songs done. But the Lifesavers chapter it continues. It's wide open book, man. Me and Jumbo, we laugh and kick it when we see each other. It's all good.
I'm just saying, dude. Hey, 20-year anniversary. You know, with all the stuff going on with De La and even with the stuff
peace.
that went with how sad is it that Fife and Dave, like, it's so weird that it was those two members that passed.
Yeah, man.
And I'm gonna say this. There's something special about the two MCs in the DJ formula.
It is.
And especially when you have one of the MCs that then also becomes like more the production side of it, because it just goes deeper into the music.
Yeah.
And it just makes it so then when you create a sound, it's not like, oh, we gotta get Pete Rock to get a beat. We got to get this person to get a beat. We got to get this person to get a beat. It's like our sound is our sound. And like, yes, we can go rock with other people, but we know our sound so organically that we can.
Illmatic as an album, Nas's first album, as great as it is, it shifted that in hip hop where people felt like they needed to go outside to get other production because he had done it so well. You know what I mean? Because he had several producers on one record. It hadn't really been done that well to that degree, how he did it. Big Daddy Kane did have several producers on at one point, but that Illmatic album is, you know what it is. Mm-hmm. It just made us, I think it got into that where, you kind of, I don't want to say ruined the group formula, but it did make people start going outside of their unit.
It's hard being in a group.
It is, man.
It's hard. Like I was in a rap group in my younger years. Okay. It's so weird because like no one knows I rap, and that used to be.
I didn't know you rapped until today, man.
Funny thing is,
I feel like I remember. I feel like I remember what you talking about at that Hyro show.
Mm-hmm. I was annoying as hell. The more so you will remember this is because all right. Remember when you would come to the Fix, hang out with Shines? Mm-hmm. So y'all would usually be in the back room.
Right.
Enjoying yourselves.
Indeed.
But I was a host, and so I never rapped on stage because I was also a DJ, and I respected the DJ format so much.
Got you.
I was like, if I start rapping, because I perceived myself as a good rapper, I'm like, the show's gonna become more about me. And it's not going to be about the music and the DJs. Right. And I don't want that. And out of all the people that they could have as MCs, like, they could have Verse. They can sit up here and have Omega's literally a part of the Fix. Like,
literally.
They could have all these other people do it. Me being the one ain't the one, especially because I ain't making music like that. But I would go outside in the front of the Fix, and I battled everybody. And it wasn't like, hey, let's get in a battle. It's like, no. Let's see who's got the best freestyle.
Got you.
And I'm like, I'm destroying you.
Going down the line.
Oh.
Going down the line.
No chance. And I always try to be like, yo, Omega, come outside and let's let's
get it.
Do it. And he's like, nah, bro. DJ mode. Sorry.
DJ mode. All
and
day.
But yeah.
Man, the Fix. There's not y'all need to do a Fix reunion.
I tried.
The Fix was a major moment in Portland music history, man.
Say this so this young buck right here can understand.
Yeah.
Like, I try to explain it to people and they don't get it, and then I say the names that are the guests that came out.
Gosh,
and I'm just like, the guest nights were cool. Yeah. Those weren't the best night. First Thursday.
Man, bro.
First Thursday. Don't need a guest. Just let it be first Thursday and the Fix going down.
Yeah. Hey, man, the Fix was it. It was like, it was always a moment. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is I went to the Fix one night, and Shines is Lifesavers DJ at the time, and still. Mm-hmm. But I hit Shines while he's on stage. I'm like, hey, man, I didn't know you were this dope. That's how much like the Fix was like the place for y'all to really just kill. The selection was incredible.
Because we didn't play any of the top 40 hip hop.
Not at all, man.
I remember someone complaining, and this is always my favorite memory of the Fix. Someone was in the back complaining like, oh man, they're playing like this new Common. And they were like, this is bullshit. Like, if you gonna play Common, play the real Common. And I was just like, can you imagine that now? They're like, oh, yo, he playing Lil Drake. That's cool. Yeah, that's great. Gravy. Love it. Sounds fantastic.
Right.
No, if you played Drake back then, like in that place, you'd be last off stage. You'd be like, no, you can't. You can't play that here. You gotta play Guilty Simpson and make 300 people want to dance.
Major. And y'all did it.
And that's the thing that was like crazy to me, because it became such a like natural thing.
Yeah.
That I'm like, nah, like playing Jay-Z in the club is too easy.
Hey man, the formula you all had at the Fix was, you know, it was just incredible to see. You love seeing people. It should have made national news. I know that there were other people around the country that had nights similar, but just again, to see people dancing in Portland to like the music that y'all were playing, man, it's nothing to scoff at. Like, that was a major, and just the scene, you know, just the gathering, like the community.
That's when I accepted the statement, keep Portland weird. Old Portland, that weird Portland, I said it last time, cokehead Portland.
Yeah.
Mwah. That was the keep Portland weird that I like.
Right.
The new black umbrella running around with baba cloths, whatever the fuck they're called.
Right.
I don't like that Portland.
Major, bro.
And I'm like, and let me get this correct. I want to make this out. The movements that you guys stand for and everything, I feel I like. I'm just saying, y'all weirdness, a little too weird. Comment, just give it a sprinkle.
Right.
Just a sprinkle. Just a touch, a scooch.
Right.
Like,
okay.
they go too heavy with the Lowrys. That's the only time when I'll say something's too overly seasoned is the weirdness of Portland right now.
Oh man, yeah, it's definitely on blast, bro. Jeez. It's on blast. You know, and that's the crazy thing. For you to say that, it's got to be pretty weird, because Portland's always been weird.
Always,
and for it to go to this,
cycles, I'll take the dudes dressing up like Darth Vader. Obviously, I'm down with all that stuff.
Right.
You know, the Walking Dead naked crackheads.
Right.
I ain't really trying to live with that.
It's going off the rails. It's off the rails, bro.
Dude, and I love that you can't say anything about it without some white woman getting mad at you. And I'm like, you say this now, but don't let me sit up here and be running behind you, not at you, not doing anything to you. You will scream and yell your head off like it's bloody murder, and then I go past you. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just a part of Dead Sock Run Club. I know you don't understand this, but black people run now, and not just from the cops.
Right.
We do it for recreational activity.
Right,
I know there ain't a track here.
And that's the thing is, oddly enough, the journey of keeping Portland weird has led to black people are the weirdest thing for people to see. Like, I feel like like when I walk into Whole Foods, time stops. Everybody's looking at me like I got 8 heads. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not supposed to be in Northeast Portland now. You know, I'm the weirdest thing that they see all day. Is to see a black man in Northeast Portland is one of the weirdest things. And to acknowledge that I've been here before you.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. That's just white people.
Yeah, it's just weird,
They love to
bro.
look at something like, you were here first?
Like, do y'all want to keep stuff? Do you really want to keep Portland weird when I'm the weirdest thing that you see? You dig? Like, born and raised. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. The whole town has shifted.
Can we just for 2 seconds speak on how funny it is when white people look at you dirty at Whole Foods, and I'm like, nigga, you know we came from Africa. You know we're like, I don't. No, I mean to be rude on this one. Let me say this correctly.
Right, come on,
you know how weird it is that you act like we can't sit up here and have like fresh fruits and produce and anything else like that.
Yeah,
why is it whenever you see a video or a movie of New York back in the 90s, there's bodegas with piles of fruit outside and fresh vegetables.
Right.
Like we mastered collard greens.
100%.
Like, why are you treating us like it's weird
like
when we're in a produce section?
There we go. 100%, bro.
Like, god damn, like so much of it like irritates the fuck out of me that we live in a world that now makes it look like we don't know how to cook.
Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh. Listen, we're aliens. You dig? Every day I live 3 blocks from Whole Foods. And so I frequent the store, but it's a constant reminder, like you said, like we don't know, we're aliens in our own city.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Our own existence, you know, the world is upside down. I don't get it, bro. So I don't know. The weird thing, like you said, we need to, what you say, like too much Lowry's on the joint?
Dude, just it's just like they and all right, I'm gonna put it this way, and I want to see if you agree.
Okay.
Out of all the history of Portland,
Right.
we ain't never had we ain't never had a famous chef like we do right now. That's black.
Wow.
That's black.
Yeah,
and the
man.
fact that it's taken this long,
Mhm.
crazy. Secondly, that he had to be this goddamn famous. This like we always had the dope, like, you know, Jack's, now Loaded Keys, Strap Kitchen, different spaces like that. And even back in the day, we had some dope joints for black community food, I would say.
Right.
But not like Lardo's or different stuff like that.
Right.
Like it took this brother for us to get finally recognized for food in this city. And it's like, for that to be that case, like, no wonder hip hop is the way it is in this city now.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, that's the thing, is I think that it shouldn't take that much for us to look within ourselves. And this goes for the city with music or whatever it is, you know, art, you know, in general, just any of our accomplishments. For some reason, we have to be validated other
Outside.
places.
Yep.
In order for us
internationally accepted to be locally respected.
And again, man, just to double back, when I got to Brooklyn Bowl and saw what you were accomplishing, I'm like, Portland, we got to start celebrating. You know what I mean? I mean, I know you had successful nights. You had been successful here. But now it's time to, you know, we got to start celebrating. And no disrespect, I know that Portland has shown love, but too often are we allowing other markets, other experiences to appreciate or to validate what we should know already is dope in our city?
Can I blow your mind?
Come on with it.
Over the last probably 2 years now, almost, I have played 5 times more in New York than I do in Portland. I have one now, one Portland residency where I'll sit up here and play minimum 2, maximum 6 nights in New York.
Wow. Man, bro. What does that say?
Dude, this is, all right, I have this weird theory. Portland doesn't have a retirement for its artists past the age of, I would say, like 35.
Right.
They just want you to slowly go out into the wilderness and not come back until they need to be like, hey, we need a vet to sit up here and do this position, or a vet to do this thing. I remember when and my brother will sit up here and co-side this. Juggernaut's like, yo, man, you brought me out of retirement.
Wow.
Because I respected him so much, and I started putting him on my nights. Because, you know, we had the Annie Up crew back in the day. It was me, Doc Adam, and Nature. Right. And, like, there was nights that, like, you know, all of us would be booked. And I'd be like, yo, who else would I want to play with? Juggernaut.
Juggernaut, man.
And
monster. Big up Juggernaut.
But, yeah, just saying this. It is definitely weird that, like, I look at the rappers. I look at, even within Shines, I'm like, the fact that Shines ain't playing, like, 4 days a week, he's got literally beat down gigs in the sense of just dope nights in the city. And I look at some of the young cats, and hey, no disrespect to any of the young cats. Right. I'm rooting for the next generation.
Definitely.
It's just weird. Our music scene will be like, all right, word, we can only have one DJ tonight. Yeah,
I think that you're touching on something that you told me a little bit earlier. Y'all do a second called what, Grind Your Beans? Is that what it's called?
Is that what I'm getting into? My bad. I told you this is the show rant.
Hey, bro, listen. That's the thing that grinds my beans. straight up. That's the thing that it bothers me. There's a lot of ideology that we have.
Oh, it's Pickathon.
That
was the festival.
Oh man, we played that festival.
I know you did.
Oh man, big up Pickathon. I don't want to go there bad on Pickathon. That was a crazy experience. But what's ill, man, is that we think that in order for
hold on 1 second. If you're gonna do your grind your beans, I gotta set it up. We gotta do it right.
Okay, come on.
All right. This next segment we about to do is called Grind Your Beans. We talk about what's irking you, bothering you, annoying you. It can be big, it can be small, it can be deep, it can be shallow. Vursatyl, let them know what's grinding your beans.
What grinds my beans is real simple. It doesn't take for some artist or DJ or whatever it is to move out of the way for you to do your thing. And that's a constant, I don't understand that mindset. It bothers me because I hear it all the time. The old heads need to get out the way so that the young dudes can I'm like, first of all, show me where your way is and let's answer the question. Have I ever been in that vicinity? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To be in your way. You know what I mean? The only way I can be in your way is if I'm trying to stop actively something you're doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If I'm not telling somebody, yo, don't go to that restaurant, don't go to that show, don't have him or her. If I'm not doing that, I'm not in your way. We can all exist. You dig? It's that the mindset that we need to move somebody out so that you can exist. That's crazy. That's what I loved about The Fix, is that The Fixed existed on its own premise.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There was all kind of other stuff happening. Why can't that still happen and we have The Fix that's doing something that is its own thing? If you're not able to exist, maybe you're not being true enough to yourself to where you're doing your own thing. You know what I mean? Maybe you're too much like something else that's out there. You need to go a little bit deeper in being who you truly are as an artist, as an entrepreneur, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. But nobody needs to get out your way in order for you to do what you do. I didn't need nobody to get out of my way. I had to make a way. I had to make my way. You got to make your way. And if that's your excuse on why you're not doing anything in Portland is because the old guys need to get out of the way, you're going to be in that place for longer than you want to be, because it's wide open with everything, all the tools we got. It's wide open for everybody to do what it is that they need to do. So nobody's in your way, family. Just, figure it out.
Oh, it's a multi-lane highway.
You understand?
We can all be on the same path, going the same direction. And hey, yo, man, some travel faster than others. But
Yeah, bro. It's I just feel like our scene in general has to find successful models or unsuccessful models that give us perspective. You know what I mean? That maybe your ideology lines up with an unsuccessful model. If you look at successful models, it'll teach you whether what you're thinking has some veracity or not. Case in point, people, man, I went to the White Eagle last night because DJ Cliff was having a night called
God bless Cliff.
No Requests.
God bless Cliff.
Big up to DJ Ambush and Cliff. I went over there, and I don't get out much, man, because I've had a life of going out, man. I'm chilling. So I'm not out much. So I always have to tell people, like, yo, if you don't see me at your event, it's not a diss. I'm chilling. I'm just at the house. You know what I mean? I might be whatever, watching Power or something. But, watching the Wu-Tang.
So series. Too much good TV.
You dig? But it doesn't mean anything. We often think that we need other artists to populate our event in order for the event to be successful. So the notion that Portland needs artists to support other artists, I get it. I understand. But as long as that artist is not trying to be counter your movement, your job as a entrepreneur, as a business maker, is to try to get fans, you know what I mean, to populate your show.
You hear that, Jesus? You hear that?
Get people that like what you do to come to your restaurant, to come to your show. That's your goal. Because if we look at successful models, ask Snoop ask Drake how many entertainers populate his show. Is it more entertainers that are at his show? The friends that he has that are entertainers, or is it more consumers and fans and supporters that populate his show?
All right, I'm gonna fuck you up on this.
Come on.
So even more so than that, we have to realize that we can't only have our family come to those shows. And by what I mean family,
right.
Skin folk ain't always kinfolk.
100%.
That we live in a world that most of the ticket buyers that go out to these shows, they white. And so we got to sit up here and be true to ourselves and realize that, like, my fans will come in all shapes, sizes, skin colors, creeds, and everything else. I must serve
100%.
multiple communities with my art form. So that journey of being like, yo, I'm going to be solely focused on this thing. It's like, yo, that's great. That's beautiful. You can go ahead and do that. And you know what? You're going to get a certain amount of success.
That's
And,
it.
unless you get all of Africa, all of Atlanta,
You understand?
all of certain parts of Texas,
Right.
certain parts of
Right.
Texas,
DC.
DC, certain parts of Virginia,
Right.
you like we did when we did the Biggie night. It was like the blackest show that they've seen in the bowl in a minute.
I believe it, bro.
And so, like, it's a thing that I do stuff for my people. I want my people to come out. I want them to enjoy it.
Right.
But I do also realize what my fans are and who my fans are.
And you can't Charlie Tuna once told us you can't pick your audience.
Nope.
Your audience is going to pick you.
They gravitate to you.
You know what I mean? And so don't build your ideology on something that's not really an effective tool to judge or measure your success by. No other artist. Does Stevie Wonder have to go to the Al Green show for Al Green to feel supported? No, the fans are there. You dig? That's what you want. You make your goal to reach the fans, not to reach other artists, because your friends that are artists or your community that are artists, guess what? They're trying to do the same thing you're trying to do.
Dude.
You dig? They're trying to work on their music. They're trying to put their play together or their radio show or their DJ set. They're being artists. Your goal is to try to find an audience. And you talked about, like, the diversity of our audiences. Common has a lyric that says, when we perform, it's only coffee shop chicks and white dudes. Mm-hmm. That's going to be your reality, man, as you travel beyond Joe's circle, or you know what I mean?
New era hats with the neck beards. You see a lot of that in your audience, bro.
That's it, bro. You're going to have to understand you can't choose your audience, and your audience you want your audience to be bigger than your circle. Mm-hmm. You dig? That's your goal. So don't judge your success whether or not the local DJ or local rapper came to your set and you say that's why I'm not doing good because all the rappers don't come to my show. Do you even want that? Do you even want your whole crowd to be other people that want to be on stage?
No, because comedian said this best. Other comedians and people in the industry don't laugh at those kinds of shows. They'll be like, "That's funny." Because they're so
it's an industry show
used to the premise and everything else of it. They see the joke before you even tell it.
They're unimpressed,
and that's why for me personally, and it's gonna sound funny as hell. The crowd that I want in my shows, women.
There you go.
Because everybody comes with women. So when I play shows, I don't play for it aimed at men.
Right.
I might throw my dudes a bone here and there.
Right.
I might recognize, 100%. But at a certain point, I was just like, yo, I can sit up here and play all this Nas all night long.
Right.
And at the Fix, that worked.
Right.
But here in this situation, guess what?
You gotta think about the women.
Yo, I'm thinking about the women.
100%.
And the thing that made me realize this more than ever, I've told Jesus this a million times. Yo, when Chris Brown stood up here and put hands on Rihanna, man. I was like, yo, this bruh done. Yeah. There ain't no coming back from this. He is top dog out. And then I had Black women because he released an album within the year, and I had a group of Black women come up to me and was like, "Can you play the new Chris Brown?" And I was just like, "Hey, I'm on Rihanna's side. Ain't no way I can do that." And they were just like, nigga, if you don't play this motherfucking Chris Brown, I was like,
hey, the ladies.
I was like, oh. I mean, I could probably play. I
you better do it. Then women saying you better listen to the ladies, bro.
Dude, it's always
especially today, man. I mean, you know, shout out to like, we did a song dedicated to like female MCs. Like, women run the world, bro. You better listen. You better listen,
dude. The some of the hottest selling artists right now. I mean,
yeah,
I can name more new women MCs than I can easily do.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, oh, there's Gunner. There's
and that really,
Chop a Chop.
And that changed the scope of music too. I mean, it really changed the scope of hip hop. Is once once women started finding stuff that they dug in hip hop, it shifted the culture. You know what I mean?
Hey, all I'll say is, hey, I'd rather there be more women in hip hop than us to keep carrying on with these corny ass white dudes. Like, give me more women. Hey, give me more Latin women. Give me black women. I don't care. Just bro. Get these horrible ass MGK looking dudes out the game. Like, hey, I can't do it with the dude.
At one point, this was probably I posted
rap?
This about. Let me see. It was a few years ago, but I want to say Cardi B had posted this that. The top 10, it was either Cardi B or like Nicki Minaj. No diss, not trying to confuse the two, but
well, you tell that because for some reason I never have to use a bathroom during the show.
Okay,
but I have to right now.
No,
so you tell that I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll do the last 2 segments of the show.
Yeah, you good. But the top 10 rappers, top 10 slots on iTunes at the time was populated by all white rappers. You dig? And now we've seen that shift, like based on women, pointing out what was happening that they didn't dig. We see that shift happening in the music. But again, you can't pick your audience, and your audience is going to define. They're going to really be the ones that say what's popular, what they want to hear, and and women run the world. You better listen to women because they're going to tell you ultimately what's going to be viable and what people are going to want to hear. So big up. By the way, last night, I was in, I was at the White Eagle again. And for the first time in my life, big up to DJ Cliff. First time in my life, I heard Moni in the Middle, female MC extraordinary. I heard Moni in the Middle played at a live show, at a venue. Crazy thing is, I had never heard that before. That song came out so long ago. But to see her finally being played in a venue when now we have so many successful women, it just shows you like the full circle 360 degrees of where things once were, where you barely ever, if ever, heard women being played, women MCs being played in the club. Now, we're in a world where that's evolved for the better, And dope thing to see, man. You got to love how hip hop has evolved to the place and music has evolved where there's just more of a voice, you dig, in hip hop. So yeah. Right. Yeah, man. It's dope to see. I mean, plus we don't often get off into that. When we talked about like our top 5, don't often get into like the greatest women MCs.
Well, I mean, who's the greatest woman MC of all time? There's only one answer.
Lauryn Hill.
Damn straight. You know who I'd give the fighting second place to?
Okay.
Missy Elliott.
Would you? Okay. You know what? It's a trip, man, because like you mentioned earlier, you picking MCs who both rap and sing. And Lauryn Hill
is the best ones.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill is obviously that for me. This is a hip hop confession. Missy was in a singing group called Sister.
Yep.
And my journey with Missy was more, she was in the group called Sister. I went crazy for that. And then she started writing. She wrote for this group called The Truth, produced by Eric Sermon, another group of women. And she killed, as my thing for Missy, I think I'm more of a fan of when she writes for other people.
The funny thing is,
Aaliyah.
Missy and Timbaland is one of the illest combinations of making artists.
Yeah.
I wish they made more.
Me too.
And I wish that there was certain people's careers that I could have seen them take. What's the dude? The dude that does. Can you fill me in? Do you remember that song?
Was it named David?
Oh my God.
Craig David?
Craig, yeah.
Is that his name?
Fill me in. I'm like, yo,
Yep.
I hear him and I'm like, yo, I wonder what you would sound over a Timbaland beat with Missy Elliott, right?
Yeah. I see that. I feel that. Yeah, Missy as a songwriter, crazy.
Dude,
She's
she was
crazy.
doing for Janet.
Yeah, I won't say that's her only gift, but that's like one of the things that really impresses me about her is like she's a
And Janet's
monster.
on tour right now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, with Ludacris, and Ludacris is a monster, man.
Dude, all right, yo, Luda, put him on that top 5. Give him an asterisk and put him on. Luda is one of the most illest MCs that no one gives him his flowers.
He's a monster.
Like,
He's a monster. Ludacris is a monster. You know, yeah, I agree. And I saw him.
he's
first time
right there with T.I. Within, I'm like, they are the same success level, but then he just made a bunch of better movies.
He has so much, man. Luda can do so much. That's what I like about him is he can go almost anywhere on any track and do anything. He also had a crazy live show.
Oh, of course. I feel like he's also he's what Ja wishes his career could be like right now. He's like, I used to do movies.
Gosh, yeah,
I could have been lighthearted like him. Why did I have to go with the murder?
Man, bro. Hey, that had to be one of the biggest like terminations of a career. 50 Cent and Ja Rule, like I don't know that we'll ever see anything like that. Somebody just to singly manhandle another person's career.
But then he did the exact same thing that he was complaining about.
Yeah, bro.
He's like, you sitting up here singing off for women's and everything.
And made his career.
21 questions. And I'm like, yo, bro.
Yeah, made his career off of singing hooks. So 50 Cent hooks. First of all, I hated 50 Cent when he first came out. I became a huge 50 Cent fan. I wish 50 Cent was still making music.
I mean, it makes music. It's just not.
We don't hear it, right? It's off the scale.
And oh god, yeah. He also didn't age well.
Yeah,
he
I can
looked like
believe
he
that.
got like everyone else. I'm like, yo, bro, you in Hollywood, you should have all the creams and lotions and everything else to make your skin silky smooth. Why you look old as Morgan Freeman?
Silky smooth.
Silky smooth.
I like that.
No, dude, it
Yeah.
I loved 50 Cent right when Get Rich or Die Trying came out, and then I discovered his album right before that. And the funny thing is, he came out right at the same time as Freeway became popular.
Okay. Yep.
And I fell in love with Freeway.
The Freeway. Yeah.
I was
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
I'm like, this dude.
That Freeway album is just
Woo!
bananas, bro.
Even the Freeway and Jake One, love it.
Jake, big up to Jake One.
I think Freeway just released another project.
Yep. There's a new
I was trying to
Freeway
look
record.
for it. Yo, P.S. Looking for music nowadays
Yeah,
sucks.
it's crazy.
If you go on iTunes, it's the worst search engine possible.
It is. It's crazy, bro.
P.S. You on Spotify, your personal Spotify channel comes up, and then your artist Spotify channel comes up. Just so you know that.
Hey, man, charge it to my head, not my heart, bro. I'm learning.
Dude, and the one crazy thing is all right. In my head, and tell me if I'm wrong, I'm like back, let's say, mid to late 2000s.
Okay.
Did you guys have like a full-on manager?
Lifesavers did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Really instrumental. Really, again, we had a Portland management team that actually, after started managing Lifesavers, they started managing Lyrics Born, then The Coup, right? and they kind of kept moving up the food chain, starting out with Lifesavers. You know what I mean? So yeah, we did. They were instrumental at kind of teaching us the game.
I know these shares after 2 hours get a little.
Yeah, mine was just sliding back,
Okay.
I think. But yeah, they taught us a lot about the game. We had it. Where are you going with that? I want to know where you headed.
Dude, I just think that sometimes, like, for Portland artists, there's the roadmap, and you kind of said it earlier, like the roadmap of where to go, how to go about it.
Right.
Like, if you have, like, outside the city management, like if you get picked up by a label, like sometimes they don't know what to do with Portland artists. Because we get a buzz about us. There's infamy, like, yo, where if you're looking for some new raw talent, there's some stuff in Portland that you can start to see where the new sound is going to be heading in what direction. Because I swear to God, every time there's a change in music genre or something becomes new and fresh, it's like a bubbling of it or a starting point of it in Portland, then all of a sudden it catches on in the rest of the fucking world.
Yeah.
It's like everything's like little Portland now. It's just like,
I
oh,
agree.
Brooklyn.
Man.
Brooklyn feels like Portland.
Yeah.
When you were out there, doesn't it feel? I'm like, well, there's a lot of coffee
100%.
shops.
A whole bunch. Even all the bike lanes now.
Dude, I was just like, where's the Stoops? I came to New York to hang out on Stoops. There ain't no Stoops.
You know the thing about, like, I want to say this about like off of that management question and in terms of like what's happening. So Lifesavers specifically, or just my journey, has always been about continuing, persisting, keeping, I continue to move forward. I'm not giving it up. It's not like something that was just a fad or I just did. There's no expiration date on good music. But I think oftentimes we give up. You know what I mean? I think or life happens and we go down different roads, or maybe we're not seizing the moment like Ronan with Raphael Sadiq.
I was just dumb. That's what that was. I couldn't read between the lines. I'm also the dude that didn't realize my present day partner 15 years ago was hitting on me. I'm like, oh, she just put her hand in my back pocket.
Okay.
What is that about?
You didn't take the hint.
Dude, I didn't get the hint at all.
I can be guilty of that. But we had a great management team. We had a great label. And Lifesavers actually, when we released our second album, first of all, we persisted. We were a part of a few different generations of Portland hip hop, and there were a lot of other rappers that just stopped. You know what I mean? So a lot of what that gave me specifically my reputation here locally had to do with some of those guys just stopped. One of the dopest MCs in Portland history is NyQuil from.
No clue. You just threw me for a loop.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Okay.
Historically, outside of Jumbo, London Bernard, NyQuil is my favorite MC.
See, that's a problem with Portland right there.
Yeah.
That we don't like. It's a weird thing about you. You said it best. The whole entire passing the lane, like, hey, there's not, the old generation needs to get out of the way. We don't do this thing of carrying on our legacy, so we're never gonna have a sound.
There we go.
And that was that. I can say the one point in era, and I know other people will say there was other eras, but the one point in era that I felt like Portland had a sound was when it was you, Lightheaded.
Yeah. 100%. And we would
There
get
was a
asked that.
sound.
People would ask, I'm sure Braille, Omega, Othello, Big Up, people would ask us about the Portland sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the time, you had Blue Scholars up the road.
Dude.
You dig? Yeah, it was happening.
It was an era of it.
And we had made all of our success came from
Theory?
us. Theory, 100%. And he was out of that Lightheaded camp, right? Like he kind of came through Braille and them. All of that success came from us hanging around. Like we stayed with it. Ironically, the only reason why Lifesavers, I got a call in 2007, early 2007, maybe late 2006, from Rolling Stone magazine. I mean, people don't know what Rolling Stone magazine is now, but
That's so sad.
right, like this is all I ever wanted to do was. When I was a kid, I saw Run DMC on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Blew my mind. I kept it. I still have it. And it was a life goal. I get a call from Rolling Stone magazine telling me, I hear the whole office saying, oh my God, we love the new record. Even in the article that comes out, it says, quit your day job, Lifesavers, like our career is about to take off. In the Rolling Stone magazine, we were in the top 10 artists to watch. If you want to look it up, it has Nirvana on the cover. It has Nirvana on the cover, I believe. Kurt Cobain on the cover. And we were top 10 artists to watch in the world. And guess who was in that ranking? Amy Winehouse at the time. So we were in the ranking with Amy Winehouse. The only thing, ironically, our lifesavers that made our career at persistent and keep going when other people stopped, we just kept going. It wasn't that we were necessarily the best, is that we kept going. Ironically, we get voted top 10 artists to watch in Rolling Stone magazine. The whole office is going crazy over our second record. We're in the article with Amy Winehouse. And what do? Stop. That's all that happened, is we just didn't make another record. Only thing that happened is we didn't make another record. Had we made another record, who knows? So you got to keep going.
Dude, I know you're never supposed to leave dead air. What?
No, that's a megaton bomb right there.
Dude, yeah. Why didn't y'all make more music? Like, I understand the music video thing, but you could have got like a homie to like shoot the video on the low. Or...
Nah, man, it seems like it, but it wasn't. We did. Okay, I will say this: we shot 3 videos trying to do that. There was a cat from Eugene that had a camera, came and shot 3 videos for our album, but they were so bad. Okay? I mean, I'm talking about no diss, atrocious, atrocious bad. Yeah. Like, you know, it just wasn't as easy as it is today. And the other thing is, YouTube was this small little thing at the time. It wasn't enough for a label to feel like, oh, we can get you a video. We'll pay $15,000 for this video, and the only place you play it is on this little website. You know, at the time, if you made a video, you had to get it on TV. Yeah, you had to get it on. So you had to get a video. It seems today so realistic that it was just like out of this. It was just so. And you can look at not just Lifesavers. Go look at how many Loop Pack at the time, right? How many Loop Pack videos are there at the time? At the time, how many like Little Brother videos come from the Listening, the first record?
Now I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
Little Brother did a whole entire when I mean bootleg, I mean bootleg series of videos. And I found this on the internet.
You found them.
I found them all. Like there was like Fonte's a bus driver, and it doesn't even look like it's on a camera phone. It looks like it's on the handy cam.
That's how our videos
as hell. I wish I would have downloaded these back then, because they've erased all these videos.
I believe them, man, because ours was horrible. I mean, it was so bad, bro.
It couldn't be worse than this Little Brother video.
No, I'm sure it was, bro. This was atrocious. It just wasn't.
I think Fonte was a cop in one of them too. And
yeah, ours were. Man, we did a miniature Lifesavers movie that it was so bad. It was so bad. Like it was so bad, bro. Everything. It was just bad. We couldn't release it, bro. We would have been laughed. People would still be laughing. You know, I'd go somewhere in hiding if that stuff ever like got on the internet.
I mean, last time we were doing the show, we put on your video with Cool Nuts.
Oh, okay. What I'm about, man. Yeah. Now that's a Portland classic. He had to spend again. See, that had to be a 15,
that looked like a video.
Yeah, it had to be it had to be $15,000 at the time to make that video, somewhere around there. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. I mean, it just wasn't. But you got to keep going. That's the thing. Is like a lot of artists just don't keep going. We were one of them. You know, had we kept going, had we made another record, what happened for us? You asked what happened. That record. We had a song with Camp Lo. If you don't know about Camp Lo, big up to Geechee Suede and the whole crew. But we had a song with Camp Lo, and it's MySpace days. I got a message from GMC, General Motors, asked the guy is a fan of Camp Lo. He's like, oh my God, I just heard this Camp Lo song with you guys. I'm a huge Camp Lo fan. This is the best Camp Lo song since Lucchini. You know what I mean? And so he's like, we want to use the song.
Yeah.
So the song ends up getting picked for 2 GMC commercials, a Denali truck commercial and a Yukon commercial, and this at the time when this wasn't often happening. You know what I mean? It was way back then. So he got picked for these 2 car commercials during the NBA Finals.
Wow.
So we saw money. I'm still spending money from the GMC. Like, we saw money that we had never seen. And when you see money like that, bro, it does lead you to go like, man, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What am I doing? And I think at that moment, Jumbo, the lights went off, where he kind of saw like where music could go, you know what I mean? And where Jumbo made the majority of our beats. So I think he saw like the opportunity, and I had to respect that. You know what I mean? That there's an opportunity here, man. That's what we're here to do, is, you know, make money from our art, and or just exist from our art, I should say.
Yes.
You know what I mean? As long as we're able to exist doing our art. And that was a path, man, that was perfect for him. You know what I mean? To be able to do what you love and not have to worry about rent tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where it went. It was a beautiful opportunity, and unfortunately it just over time evolved into a place where, you know, there's no more Lifesavers music. But had we made another record, who knows?
Dude, I mean, it's very interesting to me because that story like keeps going on and on and on. Like, so many people have had that story of like, yo, we found success, or we found X, Y, and Z, and now like certain people within the group are realizing like there's other truth to this, like the truth of us being a great group and having a great sound and being artistically relevant and making a niche within Portland and hopefully like across the country.
Right.
That is true, but it is also true that I can get this production credits and sit up here and be making music for TV shows and getting placements and everything else, whereas, you know, I might spend X, Y, and Z time to make this beat, to do X, Y, and Z, to da-da-da-da-da.
You think about, we talk about Slum Village with Dilla, right? At some point, Dilla had to go. You think about Lil Brother with Ninth Wonder. At some point, Ninth was like, man, I love it, but I kind of got to, you know, this path is opening up. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we do it for, right? Is for it to evolve into that place. So you can't begrudge somebody, like, it's happening.
I don't know. I kind of begrudge Ninth Wonder. I really kind of begrudge Ninth Wonder on that shit.
Yeah. But come on, what was the Get Back?
Yeah.
I think has almost no Ninth Wonder beats. That's my favorite Lil Brother record.
See, all right. I'm weird with my little brother because, all right, hands down.
Big up to Fonte and Big Pooh.
Fonte and Big Pooh, Lil Brothers, one of my favorite rap groups of all time.
Likewise.
They are my modern day Tribe Called Quest, and you guys performed a couple times with Lil Brother out here.
We toured on their second tour. The second tour Lil Brother ever. It was on The Listening. It was the Listening was just about to come out. Or it had just come out when we were on tour. It was their second tour. Their first tour was with Hyro.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just overseas.
They did that here too.
Did they do that first tour here?
Yeah, because I think you got it.
No, we weren't. Their first tour was overseas.
Well, I know that they came with Hyro because I went to that show. Yeah. This funny thing I can say, I've never missed a Lil Brother show in Portland.
Okay. Me neither.
I've been to every single one, and I've been granted enough love that I've been like got to go out like with Fonte and them to dinner and different stuff like that.
Charlie Tuna, Fonte Coleman, two of the nicest dudes in music, period. To like genuinely cool cats. I don't think I've ever met anybody like more just like genuinely cool, than Fonte and Charlie Tuna from Jurassic.
Just letting you know, we're going into extra time now because it's 10:54.
Okay.
Are we just now going into?
You're already at the 2 hour mark.
Okay. Well, I'm saying how far are we into the 2 hour mark? No, like now.
Right now.
Like right now.
We just went to the finish line. Gotcha.
But no, I'll just say those artists that I've seen that have been the most nice, at least me personally, and charismatic, especially within the underground-esque range, have had the best careers or that I see that when they become like a certain level of diva, and I don't want to name any names, their career is kind of like they were like one of my favorite MCs, like Black Milk, nice as hell.
Yeah.
Still doing and able to do stuff.
Yep.
Fonte.
Yeah.
Nice as hell. Sitting up here with Questlove, has his whole entire X, Y, and Z career outside of things. Like definitely people within that realm. I feel like their humbleness and their drive within stuff just makes it be like, yo, this one thing didn't work out. I'm gonna do this other stuff within music. Also, Fonte got the best shout out of the world of basically Drake saying his career is the basis of Fonte.
Yeah.
That's got to make you
gets
feel
no better
weird.
than that, right?
It makes you feel weird because you're like, all right, so
where's
the highest selling artists in the world base their career on mine, and one of their first songs they ever recorded was with me.
Yeah, I have that song. That's not.
Don't you got a man?
Yeah, with Dwelle on the hook, right? That's
Is it
Dwelle on the
Dwelle?
hook. Yeah, that's Dwelle.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you got a man? I got that in Austin, Texas when it came out.
And
Through LimeWire.
Comeback season. I was gonna say this earlier. I'll say it real quick. If I was going to make my festival of festivals,
come on with it.
I would. I might have to call it the 3 is a magic number because I would do Little Brother.
Dope.
I would do Lifesavers.
Dope.
I would do Lightheaded.
Dope.
I would do Tribe Called Quest.
Oh yeah.
I would, I definitely do De La. Oh man, I'm just thinking of all the other 3-man groups that were just crazy. I might just stop it there, but I want to then say like, I want a Red and Meth.
Oh man, bro.
I want Old School Gangstar. Old school Gangstar.
Old school,
Not Jazzmatazz.
I got you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Daily operation. Yeah, I got you.
I want Black Thought. I want When Talib Kweli Was Still Tight.
Oh, shots fired. I didn't say that.
Hey, yo, no. I get to say that because, all right, remember when I was saying those artists that weren't nice?
Right.
Nice to me when I was a youngster? Talib Kweli was that one.
Yeah.
He was
I have to say this, man, is that we did a tour with Talib. Lifesavers did a tour with Talib. And
now
this.
you don't get in trouble.
No.
We talked about this outside when we say a little too much. Hey, I don't want you.
No. This is all good. That this, man, from your career. You totally can relate. Is that navigating, kind of meeting an artist? It's a slippery slope, right? Because you're trying to be like, we're human beings. You know what I mean? We, oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes it's young black males in the situations I've been in. We black men. So you're navigating ego and all of this type of stuff, when to say it, because it's like, it seems like you should just be able to say, hey, peace, what's up? You know what I mean? And just break that ice and move forward. But there's so much stuff going on behind, backstage, at an event, on tour, in a studio session, that you don't often get a chance to really be on a even just playing field to say like, what's up, man? You know what I mean? And get to know this person without whatever else is happening in that moment. You know what I mean? So when we were on tour with Talib, that was the thing. It's like we were often trying to meet and talk to him in this environment that really wasn't conducive to it. You know what I mean? But about 2 years later, we left that tour going like, not knowing how we really felt.
So crazy that you got to be on so many
crazy. It was crazy,
like either opening or being on tour with or whatever else.
Yeah.
Like you're on tour when Talib was at his peak.
Oh, at his peak, at literally tearing it down at his peak. But we were in Vancouver, Canada, backstage, and we were opening for, I want to say, Black Eyed Peas or something like that.
But the original Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah. 100%.
No Fergie.
Right. No, you know what? Actually, no. Fergie was in the group. She was in the group. And Talib,
Keep running.
they were doing like double shows like at the time. They had done a festival, and then if I'm telling this right, man, we were at the Commodore, and long story short, that Talib, man, comes up to our dressing room, bro, out of nowhere. He had been opening for the Black Eyed Peas. He was on their tour proper, but he wasn't on this show because they were doing like double shows. They had doing festival size shows and then doing club shows. He comes back finds us. We're upstairs. We're not in the main Black Eyed Peas. We're upstairs in the cut. He comes, knocks on the door, walks in, and knew our names. You know what I'm saying? He was like, Verse, Jumbo, Shines, what's up, y'all? Like, knew us, and just, we were just shocked and just kicked it with us. You know what I mean? So the impression we left the tour with wasn't real. You know what I mean? Like, he treated us super cool. And I think Cool Nuts was with us on that night. You know what I mean? He had come up there with us. And Talib just came in and chopped it up and just kicked it with us. I just think that in that environment, it just wasn't the right place, right time for us to get to, break that ice with, you know what I mean, with Talib. So it was much better in that instant than it had been on the tour.
You know what? I'm going to give you my grinds, my beans after you said that.
Okay, come on with it.
I perfectly know what it is. My grinds, my beans. I hate that people have to co-sign for you to realize I'm dope.
Yeah, man. I can feel that.
I really, because I've had enough moments in my life where someone then comes up later to tell somebody I'm dope or that like I'm worth the conversation.
Right.
And I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Because it's a thing that like, all right, so I don't know if I really want to tell the story or not, but
come on with it, man.
I'll just make it short. So I love Questlove.
Yeah.
Questlove is like music wise, him on his podcast. Yeah. I'm just like, yo, dude, I don't want nothing from you, but I would like I feel like I could be a friend of yours.
Right.
Like, because I've listened to hours of your podcast when it first came out. Right. Anyways, that all being said, I have this running missing him relationship.
Yeah.
So the reason why I even do the Brooklyn Bowl is because I found out that's where he plays at in New York.
Gotcha.
And so when I got the opportunity to choose which clubs and venues I wanted to play in New York, I was like, I want to play at the Brooklyn Bowl. And they were just
100%.
like, yo, you sure you want to? That's like a really big venue. You can pick a smaller venue and work your way up. I'm like, right. I want to play at Brooklyn Bowl. Don't worry, I got this. Mm-hmm. And so I made sure that like I booked a flight so I could see his party because he did a Thursday night party kind of similar to what we did with the Fix. And he's played the Fix several times.
Yes, he has. I've been there.
Every time he plays the Fix, I don't get to fucking be there. Star Child is emceeing or someone else is doing it, or I have to go out of town.
Right.
So like I go to New York, go to his party. He's not there. Instead, guess who's fucking DJing his party? Talib Kweli.
Oh wow.
And I try to go up and I'm like, word, I'm playing like the next night. Like he's playing Thursday. I've already sold out Friday and Saturday.
This is at the Brooklyn Bowl.
At the Brooklyn Bowl.
Okay.
And so and I'll say this, it's the club is not full.
Okay.
So the club is not full. I hit up the manager and was like, yo, is there like any way I can like, say what up to Talib Kweli? Because this is like the 13th time I've met this dude. And basically I watched the manager go up and he's like, oh, this is the DJ for tomorrow night, da-da-da-da-da. He just wants to come up and say hi and like literally fucking no one in this club. And he's just like, nah, I'm good. And
Talib says this.
And mind you, he's not on the stage. He's in the back sound booth area. Right. So there's no gap. There's no glass. There's no nothing. I'm directly in fucking front of him. Yeah. And he says this and I'm just like, my nigga, really?
Wow.
Really? And so I was like, cool. That all being said, I was pissed. Questlove wasn't there. Had multiple other times like, yo, Questlove's gonna do the Valentine's Day party.
Right.
Well, I thought I was gonna do the Valentine's Day party. Well, maybe we can get it together. Da. Oh, you know what? Questlove's got a special Jimmy Fallon da-da-da-da-da. Can't come. Oh, word. Questlove's going to come tonight. Dude, I've had so many of these run-ins that we finally did our year anniversary of doing the show.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? The Roots are playing at Pioneer Square. And we sit up here and do a party with Questlove.
Questlove.
And had to do all this crazy stuff to get him in there. Like barely made it through this thing together like in 4 days. One, the sound guy screwed us, and I'm not gonna say the sound guy's name. I'm just gonna say, "Fuck you, nigga, you suck."
I love that. Say that again. Say that again.
Fuck you, nigga, you sucked.
I love it.
And then I'm gonna say this is the reason why. Yo, we had tickets to the
sound man are tough, but go ahead.
Especially for hip hop. I'm like, you don't have nothing to do.
It's tough, bro.
You have nothing to do. We are our own mixers. We literally have a mixer in front of us.
It's tough.
Anyways, all that to say, sound dude showed up late. We had tickets to go to the show. We had backstage passes. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm gonna get to literally sit with Questlove, and then I'm gonna bring him to my radio show's party that he's playing. I'm gonna finally get to chill with this brother. And it's going to be great because I actually know some of the other members of the Roots.
Right. Okay.
I'm like, finally.
Right.
And I've talked to the manager, got them passes to Nike and doing all this other stuff. I'm in.
The stars are aligned.
Everything's aligned.
Major.
Dude, the sound dude, I swear to God, he shows up like what, 5 hours late? 5 hours late to set up the sound. So we're
5 hours.
5 hours late to set up the sound. So we're waiting for him because we have to get these specialty speakers that only he has. And it's only the monitor for Quest. It's not the main speakers, only the monitor. And I'm like, yo, dude, we want to double check. And this is an important part of the story. Hey, dude, we want to double check to make sure we're separating these speakers out right on all the different circuits.
Right. Okay.
We don't know what you all have. We don't know how much power it takes. We want to make sure of the stuff. We got plenty of extension cables and everything else.
Oh, man.
Anyways, man, we do this party.
Wow.
Quest goes into his bag. And Quest, I thought he was going to like chill because we had Shines open up. Thought your Quest was going to chill. Nope. He's like, hey, yo, bro, I want to go straight to stage. I was like, dude, you going to play the whole night?
He like, ready to go.
He's like, I'm ready to go. We all need to sit back here.
Man, okay.
And I'm like, all right. So and we set up like a side table in front of his booth with all the Roots sitting right there having dinner.
Oh,
bottles and everything. So I'm running around like a crazy man trying to get all this stuff done because this dude was 5 hours late. Anyways, basically playing the night, everything's going great. Get to the last half hour of the night, and I'm like, cool. Pop. Sound
goes out.
Sound goes out.
Nightmare.
And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
Sound goes out, and Quest just looks at his boy. P.S. It was a naked bike ride night. So the whole entire naked night bike ride went by, and he's DJing outside.
Oh.
So right behind him, what is it, 500, 1,000 bike riders
easily
riding by naked, and he's literally like,
having a Portland moment.
But yeah, the sound pops.
Oh, that's
he dips
crazy,
out, and it's
bro.
like, yo, word. He's been literally playing all day. He did the sound check and everything at his other show. Came here, played this show, whatever. And so he's leaving out. And I'm like, dude, we had like another half hour. Like I was gonna try to, maybe jump on and sit up here and go 1 for 1 with Questlove. Like,
oh man,
and
bro, that's crazy.
And so
man,
basically, he dips out, and I go up to his car, and I like just bought 2 records for other Roots, and like unwrapped. I was like, yo, man, is there any way I can get you to sign these? Bro wouldn't even get out the car. He's like, yeah, man, I got you.
Wow.
Hurry up, let's take this picture. And dude, I was ecstatic because I got to put on for the city, and I got to celebrate us as a morning show and everything else.
Right.
And just the stars all aligned, like everything got figured out. I was happy, but I was definitely like, man,
what it could have been.
Never gonna get home with
that's
this, brother.
Yeah, bro. I can dig it. Listen, that's part of the journey, man. It's crazy because right now, I totally understand where you at. I mean, I think everybody does. Like you have, when you're on this journey, when you're on this artist journey or this creative's journey, you're going to run into that. Like you want to, even, it's funny that Questlove said, when you're doing music, find your tribe, right? And that's kind of what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to, you feel like something in you says, yeah, I think he could be part of my tribe, right? Like we alike. You know, there's some sort of common thread there that I feel like that resonates with me, that I feel like that's where I should align myself. You know what I mean? So that's what we're all trying to do. And it's crazy because I'm at a point where with my young protege, as we put out music now, I'm still releasing music, and a lot of the
we
things,
ain't even getting to your new music and stuff, bro. We in 2 hours.
Yeah, which is cool, but we
have a part 2.
We can do a part 2.
We do part 2.
We got part 2 and 3 and 4. You know, all this history,
dude. I'm like, yo, we didn't even get a versatile freestyle. We didn't even do the freestyle session. We could have put on a Dilla beat and made our own Dilla joint in here.
Right, exactly.
We got these good mics.
Major, bro. The whole setup is right, but I'm at a point in my career with me introducing new artists and collaborating with my new artists, London Bernard. I start to see, again, people that, oh, I would have loved to work with this person or this artist, you know, on the first Lifesavers record or, you know, on some of my other stuff, where they're just finding out who I am. They didn't know I existed then. They didn't know about Lifesavers. And they're just discovering me now, you know, sending me inbox messages or just commenting or just linking up. And that's what I keep saying about persisting, going forward, keep going. Because a lot of that stuff, yeah, it's not happening the way we want to see it. I'm not really finding my tribe, I feel like. You know, you feel like, yeah, you're not really finding your tribe. But it happens, man, over time. It's just a circumstance like that. It aligned. Raphael Sadiq, it aligned, Ronan. But it'll align up again.
That second come around.
It'll line up again, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. It will. It'll line up again. I talk to my protege, London Bernard, all the time. Like, I'm like, man, look at that. Like, that's something I would have loved to happen then, but it's happening now. You know what I mean? It's clicking now. And it's better, to your point. You can look at it a couple of ways where, like, it's kind of whack when somebody has, like you said, it's kind of whack that I got to go through all this to show you that I've been that for you to give me.
Just to get the cosign. You really need, like, look at the track record.
Yeah, Biz Markie said, you catching the vapors. It's whack that y'all got to catch the vapors. But at the same time, I do dig the fact that it didn't take me saying, look at me for you to find it. You know what I mean? That on some level, you found me. You found the music on your own, organically. Something happened where that artist sees Ronan Rock and it's just like, oh, this dude's dope. And nobody had to be knocking on their door to get them to discover you. You know what I mean? They heard you, saw you in your excellence, doing what you do, selling out the Brooklyn Bowl without somebody having to beg and plead them to look at you. You know what I mean? I kind of dig that journey. I always tell my protege, like, that's the journey I want for him, because so many of the artists, really all of the artists that I really love, what happened was they put some music out. Yeah, they had the benefit of the platforms, the labels and the videos and radio support, but still they put music out. I heard it and I loved it. Yeah. That was, you know, they didn't say, look at me, and, you know what I'm saying, hey, you should listen to my demo. Hey, man, take my CD, you know. My journey was, I'm watching TV or I'm listening to the radio and I hear it. And it's like, ooh, I gotta have it. My Slum Village journey. Jumbo and Shines had a radio show at the time, and they're playing Slum Village. And
what?
Yeah.
What are you saying yeah for? You weren't even alive back then. Huh? Who, Shines?
Yeah. Yeah, they used to do this. They used to do a segment called Beat Jeopardy. Really, really dope. This is before it was a common to do this, but right. And have people call in. But dope show. Big up to Dina B. She was like facilitating that movement, and Malby, I believe, was another cat on that show. But ultimately, they had got Shines. They got the Slum Village tape, and they're playing it online. I hated it. I did not like anything I heard from Slum Village. I didn't like it. Then we in front of my my house. Jumbo got a little box and he's playing the cassette. It was on cassette tape, by the way. He's playing the cassette tape. Me and him, Shine, just sitting there. And To You For You comes on, the original version. And I'm just going like, hey, who is this? And Jumbo and Shines are like, this is Slum Village, bro. We've been trying to tell you. And hey, bro, I'm just mind blown in the moment. Self-discovery, or when you discover it yourself, that's how we learn, you know, you can try to teach a kid all you want, but you got to make them feel like they're discovering it. Like, okay, you got 2 blocks, you know what I mean? And they're like, how many blocks you got? And they feel like they discovered that it's 4 blocks, right? That's kind of how we really learn. And so in that moment, it was me feeling like I heard Slum Village on my own. I just discovered, you know what I mean? And because it was so good, I couldn't ignore it. I was like, and I couldn't, man. That's all I wanted to hear for the rest of the day was To You For You by Slum Village. I just play it again. And that was when you had to rewind it. You know what I mean? To get back to the beginning, they getting irritated because I wanted to hear To You For You. But that's how I became a fan, because I organically discovered it. So a lot of artists that I would like to align myself with, I'm cool with the fact that they're finding me on their own without me having to open the show and be hanging out backstage and trying to say, hey, man, can I get it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I prefer it that now it's like, no, they just happen to see it in their timeline or whatever, or somebody told them about it or whatever. That's they become I feel like they become more attached to the music when they discover it themselves.
Do you think of yourself as super active online?
No, not at all.
All right. Because I don't know.
I'm getting better though. I'm getting better. I've doubled my fan base and my involvement in the past 3 months.
Okay. That's good.
You know what I mean? So I'm getting better, man. It's not easy to self-promote and let people in to that degree for me, man. Imagine if Prince had to, I'm not Prince, not likening myself to Prince at all, but just imagine if that sort of personality, right, had to self-promote and show you him wiping his butt and walking, you know what I mean? Imagine how he had to do that in order to get, you know what I mean, followers or friends or people to know his music. We would have missed a lot, people that are introverts by nature, you know what I mean? And I'm quiet and introverted by nature. So social media, man, I'm trying, man. It's hard, man.
I get it. All right.
I'm working on it.
I want to, before we get into our last 2 final segments, because I want to give you a second to think of your racial draft, the black delegation.
Okay.
Because we gotta finish up the show.
Okay.
But really, really quick, I wanted to do this.
Put him in an illegal chokehold. And they so scared of him that they keep the cuffs on. This man deserves to die. Hard on the boulevard. Who's the real
Crispy Hendrix, London Bernard.
Hard on the boulevard. Corruption and greed is commonplace routine. It gets hard on the boulevard. Who's the real criminals? Take a look behind the scenes. It gets hard on the boulevard. Not no model citizens that ain't squeaky clean.
Stop, freeze, nigga, reaching for L's.
The protege.
Bad boys, it only takes
Protege,
112.
London
Before
Bernard.
life after death of a slug. Driving the charge, it can get you some balls. Cause every nigga's the plug. Body cam painter, egregious scene of a splinter spleen. Rock stars playing the free base
Killing.
and the contraband of fiends. Live streams flood the bloody creeks, now rivers bare. F politicians and campaigns, cause these races gave us a nightmare.
Mayor.
Ticular stick in this whipping a vehicular. We're moving and twitching, the clip blew out his oculus. Splatter the vision. Airbrush tees circulate for Johnny's ascension. When the gavel unravel the jury panel, freezing a large hefty pension.
Man,
I'm
who said Vursatyl is for the children? Come on, man. I'm with the young generation. You dig?
First off, if I could put something on this as a DJ,
Okay.
I want him to, in this particular song, Quasimodo himself more.
Okay.
Like get into that character. I can't remember what oh my God. Once
You talking about Quasimodo catalog? Is that what you were digging?
No, I'm saying the way that his voice is within it on this song in particular, I could see you guys becoming almost like a Gnarls Barkley type thing where it's like, yo, let's do some animated thing where you're this character, and I'm trying to remember the cartoon. Do you remember the cartoon where it's the rabbit, the white rabbit, and the dog is like dressed up like a cop, but not a cop, but like a detective. He's like got the brown trench coat on.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm like, for some reason, I see
cartoon.
that as your guys' is like avatars within it, and then and being able to like do this thing because I wanted to say this earlier. I am a strong believer, and I want people to become doom bots.
Indeed.
And I want rappers to take on the mask and then start doing performances that are only dope.
Right.
That will redo, like you were saying. Oh my God, D'Angelo. D'Angelo was doing Guru. Like, can you imagine if Q-Tip puts on the mask and then starts doing Mad Lib lyrics and stuff?
Yeah,
and that was a tour, and you didn't know which artist you were going to get on the tour.
That's a dope idea.
To be, it's like, yo, word, Mad Lib's gonna do this one, and he's gonna do all the Mad Villain, but he's gonna put on the mask and do X, Y, and Z.
That's like taking gorillas to the nth degree, like the whole concept of like meshing those worlds, kind of anonymous. Yeah, that's dope. That's a dope idea.
That the only wish
You better copyright that, bro. Trademark that joint.
I have a million ideas. They get copied and stolen all the time. Hey, Jesus, am I lying?
Because that's a tour that could happen.
Dude, all I want is for me to get successful enough as a DJ to more so be able to work with artists and be like, here's a dope idea. Let's go out and do this. Right. Or like here, like, because I throw these parties and stuff, and it's always weird. It's the cosign thing again. We've had artists be like, or their managers be like, don't get his number. You can talk to me. And I'm just like, but we rocking and he rocking and we having a great time. And he says he wants my number. Why can't I give him my number? Why can't? No?
Yeah, I already know, bro. That's the thing. And, you know, a lot of people hire their managers with that in mind. They want them to do that. They want them to be these linebackers.
And I get it that you have, like, and I want to ask you this earlier. Is it crazy for you when you're, like, at the Roseland, especially, like, back in the day or now, like, where you're back there and you're wanting to chill before a set and you got, like, all of old Portland sitting in the room. Someone's trying to rap and freestyle to you. Someone's brought their nephew that they want to rhyme in front of you. Like,
yeah, man. You know what? It was never a problem at that point. I will say this. I work slow. Mm-hmm. So the only thing that I think is tough for me is when people want me to do a verse for them in those arenas, like in that environment where it's like, that's the only thing that's weird. All the other stuff don't bother me because I'm such a fan. Mm-hmm. Like what we're talking about. You don't want to be the guy that you met that pissed you off or that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so we're so still kind of in that environment where I don't want to be that guy. Like I got a Run DMC story, a horror story that ultimately ends in them just leveling me. Run just twice at two different points in my life, just leveling me to where I don't ever want to be that dude backstage, bro.
Dude.
There's a way to get through that, bro. I don't ever want to be that dude that's like so pissed and so, annoyed. You know what I mean? That what's happened is what happened, because I get it. Hello, hi, hey, if you never heard it, like I learned then.
Anyways.
You did. That was my journey. My journey was, I was that dude.
Dude, can we, I was listening to your music earlier before you come on, because, I just love to do that, like, before we have, like, a guest, if they're musical, just, like, listen to their stuff.
Right.
That song, wow. Like, it helped me out in life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's therapeutic.
We're going to play 2 seconds of this. We're going to get out of here.
Okay.
Who's your person for... this is the racial draft. We are the black delegation. Vursatyl, who would you like to select and bring into the black delegation?
Oh, man. LP from...
from Run the Jewels. Yo! LP, you officially welcome to the cookout.
LP, come on, LP.
El
Producto.
This just because we've selected you as a black delegation member, I must give this fortuitous warning. This does not mean that you're allowed to and or get any passes to and or say any bombs of any sort.
Any bombs of any sort.
You must still go by white boy boyfriend privileges at the cookout. You don't overstep. Don't touch the grill, and
Right.
your potato salad is not welcome.
100% major, bro. Yeah. Respect due.
You know what? I'm just gonna co-sign yours today. Yo, LP.
Yeah, man.
Good.
100%.
That's a good one.
Come on with it, man.
Oh, why did it just
Monster Beast MC, man. One of my favorite MCs. They don't talk about,
dude?
just dope.
Uh,
Oh man.
this is the joint.
Oh man.
I always.
I'll keep this brief. It's nice to meet you, though I can't get past your ego. I never hold it.
Listen to. We can't play the whole thing because we got it. We got to get out of here. We're literally
6 minutes long.
Yeah, because everybody that's tight is on it. I just want to play the.
Hey, yo, peace, Vursatyl. Hey, what's up, dude? Yo, my name is Brian, but my MC name is Catapult. Word? Word. My crew is called the Cannibals. Cool. Yeah, we're 30 deep, and each member's a mutant culmination of 6 animals. See, each MC is simultaneously 6 creatures. That's 6 styles with 6 features, man. We're the wild kingdom of hip-hop. Okay, hey, it's nice to meet you, but I'm just about to go on stage. Right. Well, speaking of stages, we're the latest phase in hip-hop.
This is literally me at that show with you.
Hey, bro.
I mean, I like
It's
how
in
y'all
there.
do.
It's
Thank you,
facts.
be on some new next level complexity. Tarzan telepathy, organic, especially me. See, I'm kinda like the leader. Man, I wasn't on. Well, you're sleeping on the heater. Nah, I ain't me either. And that reminds me, we just recorded 90 new treats. Our 15 CD box set is finally complete. And I thought to mention also I do beats on my PlayStation 2, and I comprise a high.
No joke. No joke. I literally had that beat game for the PlayStation
Did you
2.
have- I
I
believe it.
literally had that game.
Hey, it was all facts, bro. Everything in there is factual. It was
Dude,
all
I could
real.
not get Fruity Loops to work on my computer to save my life. And yes, it was a bootleg that I was trying to get work.
Hey man, IE PlayStation. In walks PlayStation, right?
Dude,
Insert.
that song, the better version of what is that? Whatever Slim Shady song.
Oh, okay.
Not the Stan one. The one with Dre. Guilty Conscience.
Guilty Conscience. Yeah.
The better version of Guilty Conscience.
Which, by the way, Eminem. And most times when we give in interviews, you go off, you talk about the political. That's why my top 5 was the way it was, because I was not being political. But if they were to corner him, man, Quantum, some of his favorite MCs. He was a huge Quantum fan.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was on Land Speed at the time, man, when we did that.
See?
Huge Quantum fan. If you listen to early Eminem, you'll hear Latif the True Speaker, you'll hear Gift the Cab, you hear his early influences, Mike and Nine, Freestyle Fellowship. He was listening to West Coast hip hop for sure.
Oh man.
Underground West Coast hip hop. Here's a grind your beans thing for future ones, is that
Okay.
I don't like what grinds my beans is when people say West Coast and they only mean gangster rap.
Yeah, dude. Yes. Also, I would say one thing that I wanted to say earlier about your guys' sound and like the sound that you guys made in Portland, it was not gangster rap.
Yeah, it wasn't. And so much on the West Coast. Neither was Dale the Funky Homo Sapien, Hieroglyphics, Saphir, Razzcast, Freestyle Fellowship, Digital Underground. You know, there's all these West Coast. Exhibit was not Alcoholics. Exhibit wasn't a gangster rapper when he first came out with Paparazzi. Like, again, Alcoholics, Far Side. The Far Side is the West Coast Tribe Called Quest. You know, they're from Los Angeles. They weren't gangster rap.
That's like closer to the
So when you say
sound.
West Coast, shouldn't you mean the Far Side too? Shouldn't you mean all these other groups that?
People don't realize, don't know, and it's always weird to me the way that it's weird how they try to culminate all the stuff, but then leave all of it out.
Yeah.
That, like, also matters.
Yeah.
You know what it's like? It's like when someone hands you a bucket of chicken and it's just like, oh, you only want white meat? It's like, nah, nigga, I want some dark meat. I want some of this over here. And it's like,
100%.
well, we only do buckets in half, so you can have one of the two. It's like, I can't get a mixed bucket? Nope. You want breast and you want what is it? Breast and whatever.
Right, breast and wing. That's
Breast
it.
and wings. And like, nah, nigga, I want some thighs and legs too.
Yeah.
Put them in there.
That's what makes the West Coast so dope, is that we weren't monolithic in that way. Like, we weren't this, this one thing. It was, like I said, all those groups that I named and more. Sir Mix-a-Lot wasn't a gangster rapper from Seattle. Big up. Like, there was just more to that. It bothers me that we leave all of that out, or that when we say West Coast, you got to expect a particular sound. And the crazy thing is, most of the gangster rappers, not only do they know about all of those rappers, they were equally as big a fan as all of them. People don't know that a lot of those Compton's Most Wanted records, they were getting primo drums. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Primo samples from Gangstar. You know what I mean?
And it's,
Dr. Dre's earlier production was Bomb Squad production, basically. Like, he was modeling after Public Enemy. You know what I mean?
We never gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We never gonna get out of here. All right, we're gonna do this Sounds About White. And we're gonna get out of here's see if I can do this at all correctly. There's a better way for us to do this, but I suck with this cable right now.
This is hip hop.
Okay.
In the governor's race here in Virginia.
Getting back to the basics
Hold on. Let's see if it gets.
In the governor's race here in Virginia.
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what
this
is
Sounds About White, remember?
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know, I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't?
Well,
that you don't like?
I'm not gonna. I don't.
Porky Piggin.
I don't have that much knowledge on it, but it's something that I don't care for.
But you don't have
the most
much
important
knowledge.
issue.
Dude, I just love the fact. I'm like, how is there this many individuals in the world? Like, I already don't understand how people are racist.
Right.
Like, when you really think about it and break stuff down.
Yeah.
But then when I'm watching them try to articulate it, and I'm like, there can't be this many dumb people.
Yeah.
Like, there can't be this many idiotic. And I'm like, no, there really is.
And ironically, he's like,
I don't really know that much.
Yeah, he's admittedly ignorant, trying
And
to
I don't
inform
like
you on how to teach someone. He's admittedly ignorant, trying to tell you how to teach, how to tell the world what we need to teach. Like, that's how upside down it is, man. Like, the privilege that comes with that mindset is alarming every day. And Portland is like an awesome place to experience that privilege. You dig that? To be on the complete wrong side. And when I say wrong, I mean literally have no information. That's the most wrong you can be, is to not have any information and to try to inform someone.
Dude, I'm just like, to be ignorant about something and try to speak about it is one of the most infuriating things in the world to me.
And he's pissed off about people being misinformed, and he has no information.
Dude, I'm just like, I don't like why don't you like racial theory? I don't know a lot about it, but what I do know, I don't like. And what do you know, sir? I don't really want to speak on it because I'm not quite sure. I'm like,
that's racism. That's the definition of racism.
Yeah. That's a black dude coming home with his daughter and him being like, now, see, I never met you before, and I don't know anything about you, but you know what? I don't like you.
I don't like you.
I don't like you.
That's the definition of racism, bro. Ignorance 101. I don't know it, but I fear it.
I fear it.
I fear it.
I fear
And
it.
that's at the core of it is fear, man. You know what I mean? I had to learn that in my own travel, that some stuff you just need to admit you don't know. When I'm in other countries, man, you know, there's a vulnerability that can be frustrating because you don't know. You don't speak the language, all of that stuff. And it can be intimidating. And when I see racist people, that's what's happening, is they're afraid and they're intimidated and uninformed.
And usually they're being manipulated by the people that are in whatever you want to conspiracy theory say in power, that are, it's really class warfare.
Yeah.
And they're just
100%.
using a different tactic to be like, hey, those people are different. They're the source of all your problems. That's why everything is wrong in your life. If we just got rid of them, or if we just let them be less empowered or give them less opportunities, your life would be way better. And I'm like, yo, we live on a circle, motherfucker. I don't know if you understand it. Sorry, that's flattest. We live on a fucking globe. We live on a sphere. We are all
100%.
Interconnected.
Majorly,
You can't escape one another. And if you do something over here, it's called the butterfly effect. It's gonna affect something over here.
100%.
So let's stop pretending like we can't coexist with each other, instead of being like, hey, we can't let any more of these people in because there's not enough. No, there is enough.
But
There's
that
always been
privilege, the crazy thing is that privilege is what allows people to stay in this place where they don't understand somebody feels the same way about you.
Dude, every person in Africa don't like your ass.
You understand? Somebody feels the same way about you. So where are we gonna get with that conversation? It's a moot conversation.
Dude, we gonna have to take it up next time because
You know what I mean?
I think Jesus about to be late for lunch. He
All
gonna
right,
get
don't
angry.
do that, man. No,
he
we
gonna
want you
get angry and beat my ass.
We gotta let Jesus get his food, man. It's
All
all
right,
good.
it's been another fantastic episode of Your Morning Drip. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 to I guess now 11:30. Not really. Y'all got a bonus. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Go to Your Morning Drip and go get some Got Good merch. Can you please tell the people where they can find you and what you got going on?
You can find me on Instagram, all social media platforms, Vursatyl. Instagram is Vursatyl with a 1 at the end of it. But I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, Vursatyl. I'm there.
All right, man. Thank you for being on the show. This has been fantastic. You're definitely coming back. This is I'm love that we literally have not touched so much of your career.
100%,
I hate that this turns into. Do you know what this is? Just us sitting at the barbershop or at the coffee shop.
That's the best.
Just chilling. That's all what this show's about, and that's what we did today. All right, thank you guys for listening. Everybody in the comments, please hit that like and subscribe bell. We'll see you later. Peace.
Peace.